as we are looking backwards.
And on to the first corner. Nakib goes around the outside of Kalen. Does he make the mistake? No. Kalen holds firm on the inside, goes narrow, and prevents Nakib to get onto the inside turn 2. Or does he? He goes on the inside now. Nakib then, with a lot to lose here in the championship, takes the lead from Kalen. That is a brave maneuver, and Kalen probably will feel a bit hard done by that. When Nakib and Kalen started battling, they lost a lot of time and has drawn in Jason to come into play. Now, Jason can actually play the team game. He might actually help out Alif here if he could nibble points away from Nakib in particular. Kalen's not going to have anything much to lose apart from top 5 position, but Nakib has even more to lose with a championship on the line.
He is a very, very good spoiler, is Jason Tay. I wonder if we can look just a little bit further down. Jason is outside the RS time. If we can have a look at the movements of Mika Hakimi and Ayman Hakim Tadashi in P7 and P8. They're the 2 blue cars. They're trying to get around Inigo Anton, who has dropped back to P6 after a decent start. Mika was one of my calls because he had such a thrilling drive last week in Danford, and this could be a circuit that sees him overtake driver after driver, but Tadashi's in his way.
Mika actually got them around him at this very corner around turn 6, so a lot of, turn 5, a lot of drivers are actually making that move stick around this corner basically, so Ayman actually just got nicked there by Mika, and now Ayman has had to get by him. All the while they're actually trying to get by this guy, Inigo Anton, who's been quite stubborn in his defense, trying to keep away the fast drivers from getting his position.
Inigo Anton is second in that train there behind Mohammed Alif. I think the weight added to Alif this time is just going to stop him running away with things, which is good for the overall championship, but it'll mean that Alif can have a real think about which round he wants to drop.
Yeah,
Inigo Anton currently in P6 from the Philippines, currently in 8th place in the championship standings on 95
switch back
points.
onto the inside there, Kalen.
Oh, contact once again.
The dummy there, he actually saw Nakib, the dummy, to go into the inside through turn 1. Nakib probably didn't expect that because he thought that Kalen was going to go run the outside, but nope, swap into the inside coming through turn 1, and Kalen has outfoxed the reigning champion. He uses his slice to get ahead, but Nakib is still close by. So, once the guys get through to the final sector and back to the start-finish line, Nakib here has the absolute advantage of DRS.
I can also tell you that Jason Tay has rejoined things, has rejoined that race up at the top. Nakib in P2, Kalen Chin P1, Nakib in the lime green for Stratos in P2. As we follow him, then going through your screen, just a second beyond. Again, he just misses out on DRS, does Jason Tay. He's not been able to get close enough at the right time.
He had no advantage, he just couldn't catch him. So now he's going to have to make it around through the lap to get close to Kalen again.
This is back for a battle where Inigo Anton in P6. He's about 2 seconds down on Alif, who's been able to pull away, but he is holding up Mohammed Nabil, Tadashi, Presley Martono. Fadli Rakhmat is making a move up there as well.
I don't know why we keep cutting to the challenger.
Mika Hakimi has dropped out.
Oh, Mika Hakimi, and we'll see what happened to him. Oh, Nabil has to stay a puncher. Mika's also has to stay a puncher. In fact, Nabil has a slow puncher. There it is. Bang on cue. He spins in the midfield. Oh, he gets taken out by a few drivers. That was almost expected. He could get out of the way in time. Now he has to crawl back to the pits. Facepalm. He can't believe it. Second race in a row that he's actually been involved in incidents. And Zanbot was under that spins. In fact, more cars going on in the background there. Disastrous 10 years so far for Nabil in the Stratos car. Well, 2 times tyre wear is not so bad. And Hungary is not really known for its tyre wear. It's known for its brake eating tendencies, because the drivers go around here for 78 laps in the actual Grand Prix. So they brake hard, you can see brake dust come up. In terms of tyre wear, not so much. So I think they can just push it all the way to the end.
Perhaps. So we might have 2.5 laps left in this race as Kalen Ching goes again under pressure from Nakib. Oh, look at the back markers. It's a Black Wolf racer. Daniel gets out of the way of his teammate. That would cause a controversy if he got in the way of his protege.
Yeah, it could almost be like the Red Bull incident in Turkey back in 2010, where there was friendly fire there. But luckily, Daniel looked at his mirrors and gave way to his teammate. Now then, can Kalen actually pull up a gap here as he comes across the start-finish line? He didn't have DRS that time round. Nakib does, and he might actually use it onto the inside here. No, not that time round. Nakib's been being a bit conservative today, apart from a few lunges. But right now, he's actually probably thinking about the championship.
2 laps remaining. and we are on the penultimate lap. Naqib Aslan, Stratos Motorsports in the lime green. Will he just hold his powder dry until the last lap? He has got DRS on Kalen Chin. Jason Tay again has been able to hold on to P3 but not get close enough to the front two.
He's also probably just being conservative because he knows this is a good haul of points for the team's championship. We have not talked much about the team's championship yet, but Team Flash looks certainly good to actually win it coming to the last round.
Presley Martono for JMX, he's in P7. Fadli Rahmat's got up to P8. I am enjoying the work of these two guys from Indonesia. Real additions, real improvements in the E1 Championship. So Martono on the soft compound, but probably a little bit too far away from Ayman Hakim Tadashi in P5 to really get close to them.
I hesitate to guess that Mika might have gotten to that puncture from a hit from Ayman Hakim actually, then that would be disaster. We might need to have a word with him afterwards if that was the case. But right now Mika's out of it and he has a chance to actually start from second. No, actually he's not going to start on pole because it's not complete reverse grid. But it's a disastrous weekend for him after coming good in Zandvoort.
Kalen Chin still leads. Now then, we are getting to the business end of the race, and Chin and Naqib have been scrapping it out. Naqib had the lead for about a lap and a half, but Kalen Chin otherwise has been just about perfect. Fastest in qualification, fastest off the line. Cheeky little maneuver to regain the lead. Kalen, is he able to hold on? Alif, the championship leader, down in P5. Looks like he's going to have to settle for 11 points from this particular race.
Yeah, indeed, and the fact that, we go back to the front here because it's more crucial right now. We tried to get see how close this battle is going to be towards the end. Now it has got ball bike markers. That's actually one of the EGG cars that they're approaching. I think, nope, they actually got it out of the way time. So Kalen then has a clear line to the line.
And a bit of a gap. It's over a second from Naqib. So Naqib is really not taking... Naqib is slowing down, isn't he?
Yeah, he's just
Naqib's going backwards.
He's just watching over his tires because he knows that points are important right now as Kalen comes across the final corner to take the win here in race 1.
Kalen Chin, big smile, bottom left, takes his second victory of this E1 Championship season. We know this kid is good. Now he is showing it on a regular occasion. Mas Vilton gets off to a splendid start, and looking behind him, Inigo Anton has made a move through into P2, but Mas Vilton, who can be very quick, is then barged out in the corner number 1, 4 abreast as they go around the first corner.
It looks almost like a motorbike race for a second there with so many drivers getting through to the whole shot, but it's Anton who actually gets the whole shot in the lead, and he takes it quite well here, but Rahman is going to try to challenge on the outside. He's still going to go side by side here. Coming out to turn 4, it's going to end in tears if they're not going to give each other room.
Philippines with Inigo Anton into the lead with Fadli Rahmat going on the inside. 2 aggressive moves from the JMX Phantom racer. Really have enjoyed Fadli Rahmat. Tadashi, I can tell you, is in P3. He's in the blue livery, and Tadashi picked up useful points in race 1, and this is looking good for him in race 2, Amo.
Yeah, and he could actually close out the Naqib conversely if he could actually get a good round here. 44 points coming into this round. He has an awful lot to do to gain on Naqib, but crucially, he can actually gain points on Josh because Josh Perwin had an absolutely dreadful first race.
Presley Martono was the man in P4. He picked up points in qualification. He also came 7th in race number 1. Mas Vilton, who was on pole, is down in P5, but it is Inigo Anton who leads as they come over the start-finish line. But immediately DRS is available, and Fadli Rahmat is on new race leaders. Both he and Ayman Hakim Tadashi try to go around the outside, but Fadli leads for JMX Phantom.
He's going to look a sitting duck here, Inigo Anton. Fadli, and look at that. It's almost now a second gap between himself and Fadli coming into turn 5.
Let's look at the championship contenders. This is Presley Martono is there, but right behind Presley Martono, you have got Mohammed Alif Hamilton and Naqib Aslan. In fact, Presley has lost ground to the front of them, and look at that, both Naqib and Alif have got in front of them. So Alif in P4, Naqib in P5. For Alif, well, he just needs another comfortable... Oh, look at that. That is monstrously good.
Oh,
Tadashi doesn't
Whoa!
like it. Oh, and Ali goes past 2. Anton closes the gate, but great driving.
Ambitious there. He wanted to take 2 positions in 2 corners, and he nearly made it work, but unfortunately, the side-by-side contact in RaceRoom just pushed him out slightly wide despite him being on the inside. So Anton gets back 2nd position, but all the while here, he's actually holding up the rest of them. It's big incident! Big incident coming to turn 1. Nakib hits the back of Anton, and Anton goes spinning out of the race.
Nakib Aslan will pick up P3 as a result of that. Inigo Anton is out. Inigo has gone. Is he back in the race? Well, yeah, he is back there, but down to P11, Inigo Anton. That is a dreadful, dreadful moment for the Filipino.
Nakib actually came steamrolling in because of the DRS, and he had no way to brake because he probably thought that Anton was going to brake a bit later, misjudged it, and whacked at the back of him. Amazingly, his car's not so damaged despite of that collision.
It's Kalen Chin who's the man in front of him. Let's move back up to the front where Fadli Rakhmat has been getting better and better and better throughout this season. And look at this, he's got a 1 second lead over Alif Hamilton and another ½ second over Nakib Aslan. He is playing with the big boys now, is Fadli.
Indeed. And the fact that you can use a football analogy here, but he seems to be the form guy coming to the end of the championship. And again, one of the potential spoilers here for the championship battle up in front. But he's going to have to put that into practice right now if he can hold on to the lead from a fast charging AR Mama Alif.
Only Inigo Anton is on a hard compound. So even though he was bashed off, a no stopper likely for a hard compound?
Most likely here because it's ×2 tire wear, which is not that bad. So he might actually go all the way to the end, barring if anything else happens to him, because that car might be heavily damaged from that big shot.
Alif Hamilton has dropped off. Something has happened to Mohammed Alif Hamilton. He has dropped right the way down to P9.
I think he got hit there by Nakib, I'm mistaken, because he actually was, yeah, they were both together on the same piece of real estate and went off at turn 4. So might have been a collision there from Nakib that sent Alif into a spin. That is controversial because that's the 2 championship contenders fighting each other. Further behind, look at that. Ayman actually is trying to fend off from Prezi Martono. Martono trying to look at the inside. Did he make a mistake? No, he's still in 4th place. But Ayman there defended so hard against two cars at the same time.
Troy Ayman, Jason Tay, Mika Hakimi, all in that little group of 4. It is Ayman Hakim Tadashi who leads the way. He is the man in P3 in the overall championship coming into this round, but under pressure from fast Presley Martono. And Presley just waltzes past him on that home straight.
The power of the DRS here. In fact, there's no way to complain about it because that's the allocated allocated distance for the DRS in FIA regulations anyway, as Troy Ayman now goes on the inside. Ayman then, the 2 Aymans. Troy Ayman overtaking Ayman Hakim. Ayman Hakim being the big loser of all that, losing 2 positions in the same lap. He's going to lose 3 here if Jason goes to the outside, and he does. 3 in a few corners.
Jason Tay, I tell you what, this fella is timing his run to perfection. If he goes into the final round of the Nürburgring in this kind of form, he will be looking at a top 3 slot ahead of Tadashi.
Yep, and he can also just focus on that particular race because he already dropped 1 round because he didn't start that first race of the season. And all the score so far has been good. That won't look too bad on his resume, and indeed on his championship charge here, with Alif struggling right now. Further behind us, Naki goes on the inside and takes the lead from Fadli. Fadli then uncharacteristically sloppy coming through turn 2.
So Fadli Rakhmat loses position, but these 2 have got a huge lead. Nearly 4 seconds over Presley Martono. Fadli, let's see how we respond to that. He hasn't got the DRS, so Nakib is racing away on the technical side of this particular circuit. We're at the Hungaroring. It is round 7 of 8 of the E1 Championship, Season 1. Nakib Aslan needs to just hope upon hope that he can accumulate enough points to stay into contention for the final round of the Nürburgring next week. There is Mika Hakimi. He's got himself into P6. It's Jason Tay who he's got in his sights, and he's got past, he's dragged Mohammed Alif Hamilton along with him. Alif had dropped down to P9 since when he's overtaken Tadashi, who's going backwards.
Look at his face again. Can we point out his face? I think he's driving angry again, so that's why he's actually driving quite well, Mika. So from the back, after being in a potential point scoring position, he's going to actually now try to challenge the championship leaders here. So it's interesting how his weekends can turn out bad in race 1. He turned out to be absolutely great in race 2. He should probably start the back more often then if he actually drives it well.
Yeah, it's easier said than done. All races, you're strange. We've worked that one out already. Mika Hakimi in P6, Jason Tate in 5, Troy Iman 4, Presley Martono. Let's have a little look at Presley, see how fast he's going. He's lapping 118.6 consistently in the mid 118s, but
And,
under pressure from Troy Iman.
Yeah, in fact, huge pressure here. But the fact that they're not with the same Stratos team, but Troy Iman can also help out here with the point scoring for Nakib here, if he can actually hold off the guys behind. You know, particularly Mika in the championship stakes, because we're looking at team championship as well. Stratos are a few. How many points behind? I forgot how many.
It's 100. It's a lot.
It's a lot. So I think if we go by permutation, maybe it's enough for Flash to actually win this, but in this run, we'll have to look back after this.
I'm afraid I've got to disappoint you. Muhammad Ali has posted a 117.7. Never forget Alif. Whenever you say fastest lap, I always look to Alif to see if he's there. But Nakib leads coming through into lap 8. Has he got a 1 second lead? The answer's no. Fadli within DRS range.
Yep, and not as close as previously for Fadli. So I think he's biding his time as well, trying to conserve these tyres. They're not thinking about going all to the end on soft tyres. That's impossible because these tyres just wear out so fast. But they can actually extend the stint a bit and probably can have the opportunity to use the soft tyres for the second stint. So they can have the opportunity to go very aggressive on both instances.
Just before we begin to get into the situation of tyre changes or maybe pit stops, let's just look around. Look at Ben Seek. He's got himself into a top 10 position. We don't spend much time with the Brunei-based team, but Ben is doing pretty well there. Top 10 would be his best result of the campaign if he can hold on.
Yeah, in fact, he started from 16th to get up to the top 10. Maybe he was a beneficiary of certain events that happened to the front, to the guys in front, most notably what happened to Inigo Anton being taken up by Nakib. Oh wait, which brings back to the point. Nakib might be penalized for that incident. So finally now would be looking good for the win here.
Yeah, you're quite right. Nakib has been quite aggressive so far. We'll worry about that one though, or we won't worry. We'll let the race control worry about that one. Jackdin had a fastest lap in race number 1 here. He hasn't been able to get closer, 121, but he's inside the top 15 as well. Under pressure though from Josh Perwin.
Perwin then trying to overtake on the inside, coming through turn 12. That's almost possible as Jackton runs a bit wide there. Can Josh go on the inside? You bet, he tried there, but Jackton closed the door on Josh, and the two remain where they are. But we had to point out Josh Perwin though. He's not having an absolutely great run. In fact, he's going to go walk away with potentially only just 2 points if he finishes 14th.
The best of the Vietnamese. He's down in P21 at the moment, but in a little race of his own. He's a long way behind Jay Yang, a long way in front of Leona Chin. Just got to be consistent, I think, as Longley.
Yeah, and looking at where he is right now, they have no opportunity for points unless certain things happen to the guys in front. But at the moment, at least, he's in a very lonely race in 21st.
Nakib retains the race lead ahead of Fadli Rahmat, Troy Iman, Jason Tay, Alif Hamilton, Mika Hakimi and Tadashi.
Setting a little bit of a rhythm here. We had a bit of argy-bargy in the first 50 minutes. We're coming to the halfway point of the race now. It seems as though the drivers are just settling in before they come into the pit stops. And it'll be interesting as, oh, speaking of pit stops, there's Imarkin coming in very early, in fact. Actually, that can go all the way to the end. It's no problem because we know that the softs, according to Kalen's testimony, it actually turns 0 at the final lap. So I think there's actually a good move. But it might be a lap too early, though. So the medium tyres will have to work a lap extra, and they might actually have reduced grip by the end of the race.
I'm on with Inigo Anton because both he and Joaquim Garrido from the Philippines, both on hard compound tyres. Are they going to risk a no-stop strategy? That would be fun.
That would be fun indeed, because we have not seen a no-stop in this season at all, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, this might be the very first instance of actually going long. And Hungary, as Novda, I did mention in that first race that drivers can just try to extend the stint of those tyres as long as they could before they can think about best tyres. Or Garrido, they're going a bit squirrely coming through turn 11. You can actually get away with the tyre degradation of the circuit. We're going to look at this lap by lap, on a lap by lap basis, because I think Nakib has enough tyre life in the match to go for another lap. I could be wrong here, but I think he does, because he look good at the moment, because his lap times have not actually deviated off. In fact, he was only 0.7 of a second off from his fastest lap time last time down. So the tyres aren't looking too bad at the moment.
I'm wondering if Muhammad Ali is on a, if he's made a pit stop, because he dropped down to P9. He's on the tail there of Tadashi. He's on the soft. Tadashi is on the medium compound. They're on the same lap, so both must have gone in fairly early, but a different choice of tyre.
Yeah, in fact, I think Ali came in the lap after Ayman and Mika, and Ayman actually has jumped Ali for position on the road. So 8th place at the moment for Ayman, but unfortunately, he's on the wrong compound of tyres. He's going to get caught here by Ali, who's on a better set of tyres as they go through turn 11, being held up by the challengers. What happened there? Oh, that's actually Fali going to the pit. So I thought for a second that was actually Ali out of the race. He is on fresh tyres here as coming out of the pits. Looked like he had no grip for a second. The car nearly stepped out of it. And Anton here on hard tyres, looking a bit more stable than him.
P3 though for Inigo Anton. Fadli Rakhmat in P2. Naqib Aslan is the man who is in the lead. He's posted, it's still not the fastest lap. Fastest lap is a 1:17.7 by Alif.
I think he's going to go for it. I think he's going to go for a fastest lap here just to nick a bit more points away from Alif, with Alif not even in the top 5 at the moment. So looking good so far. He can actually just slash that gap, but at least under about 75 points coming into the final round, with more than 115 at stake, and I was thinking for the final round of the season. The more he's actually hemorrhaging time, the more likely he's going to finish outside even of the top 15. And he's done a great job to recover here to get back up where he was at the start of the race. But unfortunately, the tyres that he's on right now is not going to do the job for him.
And Jason Tay is also making a move here on Inigo Anton, just to illustrate your point beautifully. Jason Tay, I cannot say how much impressed or how impressive he has been today. He got himself a podium, and he said at last that proves that he thinks he's in good nick. And here he's trying to get himself into a P4 position ahead of Inigo Anton with still 11 minutes left to race. Tay goes on the inside but doesn't risk it just yet, but it's only a matter of time, Ammo.
Indeed, and Feda coming through the last corner now. He might not get DRS this time round, but he does take the position and he's out the 4th. But Inigo then might actually try to use the DRS to retaliate coming to turn 1. Does he have the grip and does he have the line? Nope. He does it, but whoa, he actually cuts across in front of, is that Presley Madonna?
Hamilton.
Oh, it's Alif. Alif nearly got wiped out there by Inigo for a second. That would have provided him quite a scare because he didn't expect him to cut back across the line, the racing line coming to turn 1.
That was really good evasive action there from Alif Hamilton. Proves you've got to be on your mettle. Mika Hakimi's gone on to P9. Very, very quickly, let's go down to some of those who we don't spend a lot of TLC with. This is Leona Chin, who's down in P20 at the moment. She's just making sure that she's not going to be responsible for a casualty. But her lap times 1:25.2. She's averaging the 1:25s, which it's a long way off the race leaders, but very respectable in its own right, Ammo.
And it's decent because as long as within 107%, I'm actually laughing out right now that particular background that they're using here. It is a green screen, and it has a bit of an alien vibe to it, to be honest, because I thought for a second she was actually somewhere in outer space or on top of UFO, but it is what it is, wearing the deal with it specs too. So great little Easter egg there for us to watch as she drives around the track. I don't know if she can actually see well through those glasses. He's not had a good run this time, but we're viewing both Kaylin and Josh just to show to illustrate how different they are feeling right now.
Kaylin, he's going to drop out the top 5 in the overall championship standings because Kaylin and Jason Tay and Inigo have had decent rounds.
Yeah, Kaylin looking very serene up in the top 8. He's in 8th place right now in the top 10. Josh cracking a bit of a smile, but he knows full well that this round has been disastrous for him.
But it's a flash leading from JMX and a flash in P5.
3 papayas in a row because of the papaya orange color in reference to McLaren's traditional colors here. But Alif then looking very good here for the final championship. A podium at last, in this round at least, to actually just secure a buffer for the final round of the championship. And Jason then will try to follow suit here because for the team's championship, this might actually clinch it for them.
It certainly might, and Fadli Rakhmat is suddenly under intense pressure. He is the meat in the sandwich between Alif Hamilton and Jason Tay. There is the view that Jason Tay has of the rear end of Fadli Rakhmat. We are on the penultimate lap there will be this lap plus one more. Naki, massive lead ahead of Troy Iman. It's a good day for Stratos, even, as you say, even if it's the sisters. Alif leads Fadley, who leads Jason Tay. This is the battle for P3 that we are on board with.
And team orders might come to play if both of them were to be together again, which is almost inevitable because Fadley just seems to be struggling right now. And Jason, once Jason gets by his third and fourth, Jason might actually have to hold station because they have to think about the championship for Alif, and that is probably exactly what they're thinking right now. Coming up to the final minute. In fact, we're underneath a minute to go, so the next time by will be the final lap of this round. And Naqib Aslan looking good for the win here, despite a potential penalty coming his way post-race.
Very, very quickly, Kalen Chin has moved into a position where he can challenge Mika Kimi on his finals lap. So Kalen, who won race 1, is looking to get a P6 in race number 2, and he will have DRS over the RSG driver. Acronym City.
And in fact, that Mika's not doing any favors for Ayman at all, actually, in terms of actually helping him out. They were actually nose to tail at one point. Ayman had DRS. He could have overtaken Mika if Mika gave away, but Mika has now costed them 2 positions in essence because Kalen has jumped both of them now to 6th place.
So Kalen Chin, really good day at the office for him. As Fadley Rakhmat in P4, under pressure from Jason Tay. Now Fadley just tried to defend. There's double contact there. Fadley, it's Fadley who's knocked out and off his stride. Jason Tay's gone ahead of Alif.
Because it's a puncture for Alif. And whoa, Jason, is that Alif spinning? It is. Alif has spun. He's actually gotten a puncture. Wow. What an absolutely turn up for the books as Naqib comes around the final corner here to take victory in race 2.
Naqib Aslan takes the victory. Troy Iman P2. Jason Tay, a great result for him ahead of Fadley Rakhmat in P4. But Alif Hamilton, will he stagger over the line? There is the answer. Stagger.
Whoa.
Oh, can he hold on?
Oh no, he spun it. He's actually dropped it. Naqib will now be, I can't believe his luck. He'll be counting his lucky stars here that he's not only gotten the race win, but not the fastest lap unfortunately, but Alif is actually dropping points as we speak due to a puncture, possibly from the fight with himself and Fadley.
Right, there's a discussion for Alex Young to talk to Naqib Aslan about racing.
This season has been a season of excellence. We had a full grid of cars, it's been exciting racing all the way throughout.
We've had 7 rounds out of 8 and the championship is going down to the wire in the last round.
I think Alif's little heart will be beating a little bit faster than normal.
It's going to be a lot of nervous drivers and teams.
The double points jeopardy, he could blow it.
My plan in the final round is to do my best to get the point in top 15.
This final round is no difference, but yeah, we always try our best.
We are coming in with a lot of pace, a lot of practice. We're ready to send it and get ourselves deep in the points.
Practice makes perfect, so just practice a lot. Then hopefully I'll be able to catch up to the other guys and land the top 5 star.
Full focus, and hopefully we have the pace as well.
I think in the final round we just have to send it.
Honestly, for the team, we need to be better than we were last season. If I can get that, I would just be really happy with myself.
We gotta give everything we got for this last round to hopefully push us up in the championship.
Trying to have fun and finish as high as we can in the podium. Don't you fear, we're coming for you guys.
Watch out for us there.
Gonna be my last race for Team RSG, so I think do the last race with the win will definitely be our main goal.
Don't give up before the flag drops.
Go out on a high, lead the team with the win.
I've done a lot of races there in Nürburgring, so I would say I'm pretty confident for that track. Top 3, that's my goal.
It's going to be tough, but we're just looking to get as much points as we can.
Try to get the best car we could, ultimately finishing on top and beating the rest.
We'll try to get maximum points for both races.
It's not over until it's over, we're going to give it our best shot.
It's double points, so it's going to be very, very safe to risk a puncture.
We will be practicing hard and driving to the best of our abilities, so try to keep up if you can.
May the best man win.
They are too strong in the front, so we try our best, okay? We try our best to get even 1 point, half point, any point I get. Don't look down on fat man because fat man can drive just a weight, but online got no weight.
I'm expecting a lot of tension tonight.
You've got nothing to lose, but be consistent.
Best of luck to everybody. I can't wait for some excellent racing.
Welcome to the E1 Championship Season 1. We are here for the grand finale, round 8 of 8, where we're going to be racing in the Nürburgring in Germany. I'm your host, Daniel Woodruff, and with me is Alex Jung, as always, the E1 Championship Race Director, and also with us in the commentary box is the voice of Des Corkill.
The voice is there, the voice is there.
Lovely little graphic there. Don't forget to follow us on all of our Facebook pages. That's the E1 Championship and the EGG Network for all the latest updates during the race where you can catch the live stream, but also for all the latest updates after Season 1 finishes for more info on the next races. Now, we have some super exciting racing tonight because we're going to be crowning not just who's going to be our championship winner, but who's going to be finishing in the top 5. And that championship is wide open. But very quickly, and I know we've kind of been hit and miss with predictions, or at least I've been very hit and miss with predictions. But Alex, who's going to walk away with the championship tonight?
Well, you know, we started this championship, we looked like Lewis Hamilton was running away with it from Singapore, wasn't he? Especially midway through the year, the season, he had a big lead. But Nakib's just come right back at him. And now there's only 29 points separating the front two, and with 118 points after play. So still a lot to play for, and I'm astonished it's come down to such a tight final.
That's right. Very soon we're going to find out who walks away with the largest chunk of the $15,000 cash prize. But before we get those engines revving, let's have a recap on the championship standings from each round this season.
And it was a championship that started with Alif picking up a maximum points in round 1. Phenomenal start to the season. Mohammed Ibrahim was pretty good. 31 points though, paling into significance. Mohammed Tasbi since dropped out in P3. Alif added 46 points in round 2 just to put his mark on the season. Ibrahim another 20 plus season race. Nakib Aslam was beginning to make his move. 52 points out of a possible 55 in round 3 marked him as a man for Alif to really watch, but Alif responded with a 52 of his own. Further down, Mika Hakimi had a really good round with 32 points, pushed himself into the top 7. Into round 5, Nakib, another 50 points. It was Kalen Chin's turn to really put a marker down. He got himself his best position of the season so far to move into the top 5. Alif responds with another 50. Incredible consistency. Nakib with 28. Tadashi's been very consistent as well. 5 races above 25. And then in round 7, Alif dropped his score. Nakib had already dropped his. It means that as we go into the final round of the season, only 29 points stop 1 from 2. But look down from P3 down to P10. Anyone can make it into the top 5.
That's right, Des. Anybody can make it in the top 5. And it's been a pretty long season so far. We've had 7 rounds so far, Alex. But the top 5's come out pretty close despite that.
Yeah, I mean, we got the front two, I think, a little bit in front. I don't think anyone's going to challenge him for that championship. It's all down between Leaf and Nakib. But like you said, I think there's like 10 people from 3 down onwards that can still finish 3rd in the championship. A lot of prize money up for stake, you know, 3,000 USD for 3rd and 2 and 1 for 4th and 5th. So, and it's going to be very close to call, you know. Kalen Chin coming in some really good form in the last couple of races. That's why he's vaulted himself up to 4th. But we've got Josh Perwin, Miko Nasi, who was 3rd in season 1. He's there as well. Inigo Anton, if he can put the pace we know he's capable of throughout the 2 races, he could even get 3rd position.
Yep, there's a lot on the line, particularly for those drivers outside the top 5. A lot on stake. 1 position gain could mean the difference between no money and $1,000 US. But before we get into more of the action tonight, let's go and take a recap of some of the highlights from Hungaroring last week.
We are underway. Great start from Kalen Chin, though.
Jason goes on the inside. Nakib goes around the outside. Does he make the mistake? No. Nakib then takes the lead from Kalen. Goes to the inside. Kalen.
Kalen Chin takes his second victory. We are underway.
Oh, big incident. Nakib hits the back of Anton.
Nakib Aslan will pick up P3.
Nakib goes on the inside and takes the lead from Budley. Coming through the last corner now. He does take the position.
Nakib Aslan takes the victory. It was a really good week for Kalen Chin. He was fastest in qualification and also went on to win race number 1. Inigo Anton having been fast in qualification down in P10 in race 1. But Nakib Aslan got a second and a first at his third in qualification. And so Nakib Aslan rejoined the race for the championship with his overall total of 48 points out of possible 55. Kalen Chin of 41, moving himself into the top 5. Jason Tay, look out for him as well from Team Flash.
Now, round 7 was exciting for lots of reasons. We had crazy overtakes, we had punctures, we had disconnects. But driver standings aside, Alex, and this is something we're going to be talking about a lot during this show, but team standings. Is Team Flash comfortable in the lead?
Yeah, you know, I mean, Team Flash are leading by a long way. And I think that's it. I think they've got it in the bag. I mean, it will require both drivers to have a terrible day, terrible night tonight. I don't think that's going to happen. You see Alif's too consistent. And we've seen how quick not Kalen Chin, I was going to say how quick Jason Tay, his teammate, has been coming. Jason's been really coming on strong the last few races.
Well, on the topic of Kalen Chin, last round was also the Kalen Chin show once again with his race win in race 1. He was back and forth with Nakib Aslan. We saw some great action between them. Let's go and take a look at some of those sneaky switchbacks that went between the two drivers.
And on to the first corner. Nakib goes around the outside of Kalen. Does he make the mistake? No. Kalen holds firm on the inside, goes narrow, and prevents Nakib to get onto the inside turn 2. Or does he? He goes on the inside now. Nakib then to lose here in the championship. Takes the lead from Kalen. That is a brave maneuver. Oh, switchback onto the inside. There, Kalen.
Oh, contact once again.
Nakib probably didn't expect that because he thought that Kalen was going to go around the outside, and Kalen has outboxed the reigning champion.
So round 7, we saw a lot of green again, and we saw Troy Ayman as well from the sister team, Scuderia Stratos, bagging his first podium of Season 1. But another team that we saw a lot of was the Orange JMX Phantom. Des, do you reckon that they're building enough momentum to have that top 3 showing in the Nürburgring tonight?
Well, they have over the last few weeks, both Fadli Rakhmat, who's 8th in the championship, and also Presley. They've got themselves in good positions, but only one podium amongst them. I think you need to get onto the podium to get big enough points to really get up into the top 5. Not quite sure they're quite that quick.
That's right, and getting on the podium requires consistency and no mistakes. Presley Martono, unfortunately, a casualty of a disconnect last round, but also Alif and Inigo Anton losing out on key points because of some accidents. Let's go and see how they were casualties in round 7.
Nabil has a slow punch, and there it is. Bang on cue, he spins in the midfield. Oh, he gets taken up by a few drivers. That was almost expected. He's actually holding up the rest of them. There's big incident. Big incident coming to turn 1. Nakib hits the back of Anton, and Anton goes spinning out of the race. Is that Alif spinning? It is. Alif has spun. He's actually gotten a puncture. Wow. What an absolutely turn up in the books.
Punctures galore, and I'm sure Des is going to want to be seeing more of that kind of action tonight at the Nürburgring. But we said, particularly after the Suzuka round, that drivers like Nakib Aslan couldn't afford another bad race in the championship. But after round 7 and that spin that happened, Alif Hamilton can't afford another bad race in the championship, Alex. So he's going to be feeling the pressure as well, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, we saw the championship table, how it was Alif would get a good result and Nakib would do it and like that. But this is what it is. I mean, there's only, like I said, 29 points between them right now. Very, very close. It can go either way because Alif, you can't just follow home Nakib and hope to finish second in both rounds, because if Nakib wins round 1, that won't be enough. That's how close it's going to be over the 2 races. Very, very even. But if I was going to go for anyone, I think I'd go with Alif. Leif's got a bit more experience. You must remember that he's been doing it at this level for many, many years. And in my view, he's probably the best sim driver in the Asia-Pacific region because he's so versatile across all these different platforms. Nakib, you know, he has been doing sim driving for a while, but he only took it seriously about a year ago. So he is the new kid on the block, even though he is Season 0 champion. Let's not forget, he is the reigning champion. I think he's got it all to do today, and he will be the underdog.
That's right, a lot of pressure on our top 2 drivers, but not just them. If you look at the spread of the top 5, it's super close, and drivers like Josh Perwin in P6 are only a couple of points away from bagging that elusive 5th place and walking away with $1,000 in their pockets. And with double points, anything is possible tonight. So on that note, let's take a look at tonight's racing rules and format. So here we have a look at all the tracks we visited this season, and we're going to our final destination for Season 1, and that's the Nürburgring in Germany, an extremely difficult track.
And then look at this track. It looks tight and twisty, a little bit like Hungary, but it's not. It is a bit more open. It is a normal Formula 1 track. Formula 1 drivers and teams have been going here for years and years. You can overtake. There are 3 spots you can overtake you. It is relatively difficult, 5 out of 10. But like I said, the 3 spots you can overtake into turn 1, into turn 7, Dunlop curve, and down the back straight before the tight chicane there, the penultimate corner there. So you can overtake you. And as usual, tyre compound of soft, medium, and hard. And let's just talk about that because tyre wear is at ×2, so it's not going to be very high today.
And here's our usual format for this evening's racing. We've got a 5-minute qualifying session determining the starting positions for race 1 at 15 minutes, a sprint race followed by a 30-minute race 2. Here's the point structure, but everything is doubled. Points in qualifying are doubled, the races are doubled, and the fastest lap points are also doubled. And here is what our drivers will be fighting for. $15,000 up for grabs in total, $5,000 up for grabs for our Season 1 champion. Who's going to walk away with that cash prize? We'll find out very, very soon. I cannot emphasize this enough. Double points, anything can happen. All it takes is one race to go wrong for any of our drivers in the top 5. We have plenty of action to come. Everything's up in the air. But first, a very short commercial break. Don't go anywhere. Black Wolf Racing Team are the Singapore-based outfit that joined us in Season 0 of the E1 Championship and have made a return in Season 1.
That's perfect, good. And he just leaves Ironman behind.
Black Wolf Racing formed as a team since 2012. We have been racing in karting. Right now, we're actually moving towards sim racing as well due to this COVID. My name is Daniel Rainway. I'm from Singapore.
I'm Kaylin Chin. I am 14 years old. I am Australian, living in Singapore, and I am a driver for Black Wolf Wide Open Throttle Performance Racing.
It's Kaylin Chin with an absolutely barnstorming start to take the lead here at Hockenheim.
It all started back in 2010. You'd be surprised how long I've actually been driving for.
I actually had a wheel and pedals, and it's something that Kaylin jumped on and taught himself how to drive, and I was amazed.
Everything was about cars. The passion never faded, and once he got into a kart, that was no turning back.
After that, I just got interested in it and just been driving since then.
I'm Dave Chin. I'm Kaylin Chin's father. I'm part-time Black Wolf Racing engineer and esports team manager.
For myself, I was doing more of real motorsports. We already actually prepared cars to take part in MCS, so we are also looking into different regions for races.
Daniel is a good driver in his own self, but he's more of a team owner. Once Black Wolf can get a second driver, maybe we can match Kaylin.
If we can search for some talents to actually join Black Wolf, I will step away to let these young boys race, and then I'll concentrate more on real racing. Season 0 is a learning process for us, basically.
I didn't really have a good first start of the season back then, but towards the end of the season, that's when I really make up for it.
Kaylin Chin will come through in P2.
The 3 championship contenders are behind the driver, who is pretty much outside that championship circle.
Kaylin Chin finally bagged his first win
To be honest, I think we could have done better.
Unfortunately, his results have not been as good as they were last year.
He's got a puncher.
Oh dear.
Yeah, he had contact with Nabil.
Kalen then holding on for dear life here. His time. No, he's actually slipped it. Ali will now go for it. He takes the lead.
I don't want to put expectation up too high, but the realistic expectation is for us to actually improve from our position last year.
They definitely do have those strengths.
He needs a bit more coaching, I feel, to try and curate the race weekend properly.
As a driver, you always want to show that, you know, I'm the best.
You know, okay, he's not winning all the time, but he does have some race wins. He's 14 years old, able to race, you know, shoulder to shoulder with the best e-sim racers in Asia.
I want to be a champion. Look out, old guys, the young gun is coming through.
Best wishes for Kalen in the final round. I just hope you do really well.
I wish him a lot of luck. Believe in yourself that you can do it, because we believe in you.
有没有赢不重要，不要赛道里面 reverse 多一次。
Hope you fight for points next race.
你是可以的，加油
Brother, 加油，永远 support 你。
Good luck, and I will always support you in your motorsports.
Mommy wants to say good luck for your next race. Hope you do your best. Good luck. Sending you full support from all of us at JMX Phantom, and we hope you land a win.
Good luck with the last round. You won championship.
Let's keep up that good progress and good momentum going into the final round and finish the season on a high and in the points.
Inigo, keep going. The whole Philippines behind you. We're so proud of you, son. You make us prouder with every race.
We're really so proud of you. We'll always support you, and you're doing a great job. Good luck and win.
Me and your mom will always be there, front and center. Win or lose, just go for gold and see you at the finish line.
Hi Alistair, just want to wish you all the best in your final race of the E1 Championship, and I'll be watching on EGG.
And it is my wish that Lum would finish in the top 10 and we in the top 15. Let's go boys, bring it home.
Do your best and leave the rest to the Almighty.
And all the best to the rest of the drivers.
Good luck to you.
Just want to say that you've been doing an amazing job this season. Just keep working hard, and I hope that one day we'll be able to achieve that 1-2 dream for Team Flash and for Singapore.
Greetings from Monza. I wish you all the best. Make sure you grab some of those points. Good luck to the entire Stratos team.
Just wanted to say good luck for your race. I'll be supporting from down under. Good luck again.
Wishing the boys and all the racers all the very best. Go Stratos!
All the best on this final round of season 1. I'm also wishing everyone best of luck on challenging him.
Good luck and all the very best for the final race in E1 Championship this year. Go Mika!
Welcome back to the E1 Championship. Some lovely heartwarming messages there. I wish we had that when we were racing, Alex.
Yeah.
But don't be fooled. Our drivers will have their game faces on because we have qualifying coming up right after this. But first, Alex and Des, please walk us through our driver lineup for tonight.
Let's get underway with Stratos Motorsports, and it's the brothers Aslan Nakib in with a genuine chance at the title against Mohammed Nabil, who joined him as a teammate midway through the season.
And then the second team coming up is Team Safehouse. Arwen Tiruna in car number 3 and Mikko Nasi in car number 4. Mikko Nasi is 7th in the championship right now, but he's got a genuine chance of getting into the top 3.
Team RSG have got 6 podiums between them so far this season. No wins so far, but Tadashi is in with a chance of some big money tonight, currently in P3 in the championship.
And then we have the sister team, Scuderia Stratos. 2 young Malaysians, 2 up-and-coming Malaysians. In fact, Troy Ayman in car number 7 and Arif Azmi in car number 8. Ayman with a podium last time out.
Inigo Anton, P9 in the championship at the moment for Eurasia team from the Philippines. He's got 106 points. He needs a good result here today at the Nürburgring. Joaquim Garrido will be doing his best to support him.
And then Black Wolf Racing, Kalen Chin, race winner last time out. And his teammate is not Daniel Uy this time. He's been replaced by Mohamed Zini, as Uy is currently out sick.
From Brunei, Team I1, easy to pick out in the green. Is it green? Lance Lau and Ben Teague looking to improve on their best performances so far this season.
And then we have JMX Phantom, the Indonesian team. 2 Indonesian drivers, Presley Martono and Fadli Rahmat. Martono has had a pole position so far this season, and both of them are yet to win so far.
Two quick teenagers for Blackhearts Racing. Josh Perwin, he's got a chance of a top 5 placing and a cash prize. Alistair hasn't been consistent this season, but he can put it together on the day. Look out for Alistair.
And then Zed Challenger from Hong Kong. Jack Dun Chung there, looking really quick in practice, actually had fastest lap at the last round as well. So a driver that's improving constantly. And he's teamed with Jae Young from Taiwan.
The overall team leaders are Team Flash from Singapore. Alif leading the way with 262 points, but Jason Tay has had some great results in recent weeks. Don't count him out, he's 5th in the championship.
And then some E1 Vietnam team. Long and of course Hui there, both drivers new to the game, new to this style of racing, but improving all the time, and they're in cars number 31 and 32.
Personal bests be the aim of the day for Whelan Choi and Leona Chin. They both picked up points this season. How they'd love to end the season with just a few more. With double points, it's a possibility for both.
And then last team we're looking at right now, Ayman Hazik and Jin Masvilton, who qualified through the weekly leaderboard, the ERacing GP they're representing. Ayman Hazik has been, he made every race this season except 2.
2 minutes until qualifying starts. Our drivers are just on the track right now for their final practice session before the double points in qualifying. What a very tricky track here, Alex.
Yeah.
Is overtaking going to be very hard?
Well, no, we can overtake. This spot down at the turn 1 we're watching right now is possible. We're just watching Inigo Anton as quick as in practice so far. We always see him quick in practice as he goes into the pit lane. And, you know, he's had so many pole positions, but he's still not won a race. This is another driver, Mika Hakkinen, who's just had a moment as well and goes back to the pit lane. He's another driver to watch out for because both Hakkinen and Inigo Anton should have won races, but they just haven't.
And we've got a track that's kind of similar to the Hungaroring, the track that we visited in round 7. So do you reckon we're going to see some repeat performances of cars that have done well, or maybe some cars that haven't done so well, like JMX Phantom?
Yeah, I think, you know, JMX Phantom, actually, they might struggle here, actually, because the setups are very similar here and Hungary. And they definitely didn't have the right setup last time. You know, they really struggled. As we watch Whelan Choi there in his glasses, he looks like a serial killer, doesn't he?
Well, we didn't have a return of the Mario Brothers for iRacing. We've got Whelan Choi bringing the goods. I love that.
But yeah, he's great to watch. But back to JMX Phantom. Yeah, they've been struggling for pace in the last round. But you know, like you said, Fadli Rahmat's been up there. So is Presley Martono. Martono's had a pole position even. But the last round, they just struggled with pace, not just tire wear. They just didn't have the pace there. So they'd had to have worked really, really hard over the last week if they're going to be quick today.
Yeah, we know that Alif Hamilton was fast in round 7 in Hungary. Just ultimately didn't quite put it together. It was that one tiny mistake that led him to lose as many points as he did, and he's not going to want a repeat of that. We saw earlier on the screen, he said that his approach going in to round 8 is going to be calm, cool, collected. He knows that the championship is on the line, and we can see him there, cool as ever. I always used to call Mikko Nasi in season 0.
Yeah, you just watch him just now. You see, he just came out the pit lane. Even though practice was over, he was practicing his exit. He was practicing getting out the pit lane and nailing the braking for turn 1 with the cold tires.
And we know how important that is. Double points on offer for qualifying, so I'll hand it over to you and Des to walk us through the action.
Thanks very much, Daniel. Yeah, this is the finale. We have had 14 races so far. Each has been important in its own right, but now double points. And Alex Young, I know this is one of the rules that you introduced just to make sure that we won't have a runaway champion. And it's worked out beautifully for you because we go in with just 29 points separating 1 and 2.
Yeah, it is very tricky for these drivers, you know, trying to get it right. And it does kind of suck a little bit that if you've had a really good year and you mess up the last round, you will not win the championship. But it does add to the excitement, and it just means you have to bring the intensity all the way to the end of the season. You know, this is what we want to see. We want to see drivers not winning championships halfway through the season. We want them to win the championship on the last lap, on the last corner of the whole season. That's what we want to see, and I promise you, that's what we're going to see today.
Okay, we are underway in qualification. 10 points available, double points available in qualification as well. Ayman Hakim, they call him Tadashi. We're just following him at the moment. He's in P3 in the championship. Championship at the moment, and this will give us kind of an indication on how fast the lap times are going to be. What are you expecting? 126s, 120, high 125s?
I actually think we might be low 25s, high 24s, because I know how these guys sandbag. But yes, Hakeem is quickest through Sector 1, Sector 2, end of Sector 2 is coming up. So, but I'm not sure if this has been good enough for pole position. It's too early in qualifying because he is the first driver out at the moment. But yes, I expect low 25s, maybe even 24s.
At the moment, he is fastest through Sector 2, a 110.019. Looks like he's taking the Nürburgring pretty well at the moment. That's a good line coming into this right-hand corner. And as he comes over, it's a high 125s. Oh, it's a 125.7, which is slower than Caelan Chin and Arwin Tarunya. Caelan Chin is now being beaten by Inigo Anton. Let's have a look at the guys who are really we need to look at. Mohammed Alif Hamilton. If he posts a quick time, if he gets on pole, it could be the start of the end.
Let's have a look at this.
126.
Wow.
Gosh, he's carrying a lot of the ballast though, Alex.
Yeah,
that could be crucial.
1 second off though. He knows he needs to do better than that. He's still carrying on this lap, so he's fueled for 2 laps. This is a track where you need a rhythm, especially through this first sector. This first sector is very technical. Turn 2, now it's coming to turn 3. Very easy to overcook the car. Let's listen if he's flat through this next corner. Oh, not sure if he's flat. He needs to be flat through that corner if you want to be quick. Now short straight for turn 5. Turn 5 you brake after turning in, which he does. That looks perfect, carrying lots of speed there and still making it over. Didn't quite hunt to get to the apex. I think he was hunting for the apex there. I don't think he meant to run wide. So, anyway, now turn 7.
He's down. He's 4 tenths down.
Yeah, he should restart. It looked a little bit messy. He wasn't getting the apex as nicely as he should have done. Let's see, where's Nakib?
Nakib is on a lap at the moment. Nakib Aslam.
Okay.
Currently, he hasn't got a time. He hasn't set a time. This must be his lap.
He's done this before where he doesn't set a banker lap and then he gets into trouble. So 2 tenths off at the moment. It's really important he finishes this lap because he's done it before. We didn't do a banker lap and didn't do a lap in qualifying. It's very important he gets his banker lap in before he gets another chance to go again.
Sector 3, oh, he's slow, he's 4 tenths out. 5th fastest though. It's worth 2 points in the big battle. Actually, it's worth 0 because Mika Hakimi's gone quicker. Inigo Anton is still out there. Has he got time for another fast lap, Nakib? Gosh, he's leaving it tight.
Yes.
He is leaving it tight.
Very tight. I think he just got over the line. But let's follow him now. Turn 1. Ooh, looks good. Just about gets there to the apex. Nicely done. All the way to the right for turn 2. Must just carry the speed without making any mistakes. That looks okay so far. Turn 3 again. Let's just stay on board with him. I want to see if he's flat through 4. No, messed it up. 4 is a very difficult corner. That's it.
Nakib will not pick up any points. Look bottom left of your screen. You can see how disappointed he is. Alif Hamilton. Now then, can he take advantage? 29 points the differential coming into qualification. He is out on the circuit, and has he got time? He will have time to set a lap here.
I'm not sure. It's really close. I don't think he has the time, but he's 4 tenths down already. He's not going to go any quicker. Let's see who else.
Well, Inigo Anton is fastest. Caelan Chin is second fastest. Let's follow Inigo. Fastest at the moment. He's out there at the moment, but won't improve that time. There's just a few seconds remaining. Anton fastest. Caelan Chin 2. Tarunya 3. Martono 4. Tadashi. An important 2 points for 5th, unless something changes dramatically.
Well, it's getting close. I don't think it's going to change. I don't think Alif had enough time to do it. So that looks like the grid's settled as it is.
But no points for Nakib Aslan. No points for Mohammed Alif Hamilton. They will start next to each other on the 4th row of the grid. Wow.
Wow.
It is nicely set. It is beautifully set. Fadli Rakhmat, he was fastest as well, but 10 points for Inigo Anton, 8 for Caelan Chin, 6 for Tarunya, 4 for Presley Martono, 2 for Tadashi.
Well, start as you mean to go along. We're cutting this championship right down to the wire. Let's go and speak to our pole sitter, Inigo Anton. Inigo, congratulations, pole position. Talk us through that lap. That was fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you. Didn't expect it, but I knew coming into this round, I really like this track. It's a track that I always used to race here in the sim, and we pulled through with a good setup. We had a last-minute change actually, and it helped us more, and I think that's what got us the pole. I'm just super happy. No, it could have been better. Could have maybe snuck into the 24th, but pole is still pole. So yeah, very happy about it.
So we're in round 8, we're in the final round, and we've been talking a lot about points in this show. So in the championship standings, you're currently 8th. Are you thinking about where this pole can get you into the top 5?
Well, yeah, definitely. Everybody thinks about what they can, do in the last round, especially knowing it's double points. But my mindset has always been whatever I can do, I don't really think about what position I might be in until everything's completely over. So I'm just hoping to have a good race. Hopefully a very fun one for these last 2 races, and yeah, let's see where it could get me.
All right, well, thank you, Inigo. Good luck, and we'll speak to you soon.
Thank you.
All right, Alex, we have a technical track ahead of us. We've got the sprint race happening in just a few minutes, but first, walk us through your recommended setups for the technical Nürburgring.
Okay, so Nürburgring, it's a Formula 1 track, right? So, but it's medium to high downforce. Same with the gearing. Although you do need to climb the curbs here, you do need some compliance suspension. We do tend to run quite a stiff platform here. Good traction is obviously very important. It's quite different. The first sector, 1, 2, 3, and 4, is a very slow sector. That's very key for lap time though, because you're in it for such a long time. And in the race, that's the place where we'll see a lot of mistakes happen. People might make some mistakes, and that will set them up problems. It's not as tough a track as Hungary for tire wear, and because tire wear is only ×2 today, I think we might see some drivers try and do the 30-minute race number 2, try and do the whole race without a pit stop.
We've got a lot of variables to think about on track. We've got setups, we've got other drivers on track and keeping safe. We've got the championship points, remember we've got double points. And the team managers right now are going to be calculating all the points that their drivers have gained in qualifying just now. Of course, 10 points on offer for pole position. Inigo Anton's going to be loving that. He's going to be eyeing that top 5 position at the end of tonight's racing. We're only a few minutes away from the start of race 1, our 15-minute sprint. Des and Alex, walk us through some of the practice that the drivers are doing now, just before the race starts.
Well, yeah, we've got the final minute of warm-up. Interesting that Arwin Tarunya, who has been very, very quick, Alex, he's out on the track, and Inigo Anton, who set that fast time. I can tell you for Inigo, that fastest qualification is significant because it moves him up to P6 in the championship standings already. And what a boost for him.
Yeah, and that put him even to start thinking, well, maybe I can even get 3rd in the championship. That's not too far away from him. But the biggest problem for this team and this driver is tire wear. We know this team produces good setups, but he's not been able to make the tires. His racecraft, sometimes he doesn't take the right choice, and he's been snapped out of the race, like Watkins Glen when he should have won that race, but he crashed on the last lap of the race. But also tire wear has been an issue. He needs to know how to conserve the tire so that he can finish with 0%, but he's pushed all the way through. He needs to maximize all that, and he has not been able to do that. We know he's got the pace. We know he's even as quick as this guy, Alif, who is our championship leader. But can he do it? Can he make the tire wear last well enough so that Inigo can go for his first win in E1 Championship?
Okay, we are down to the end of the warm-up. Then we'll have a 1-minute call. The drivers, this will be a nervy little moment for them because for Alif, he has probably got one race that he can do badly in. But if he does badly in race number 1, having not got off to a good qualification, tell you what, this championship could still be open.
Nakib is looking very quick today. You don't forget they both got success ballast because they're leading the championship. But, Nakib's going to be attacking, massive attack. And if Nakib wins race 1, Alif will start to feel the pressure. Now, he can handle the pressure, but the pressure is going to be immense, and Nakib, if he can tighten the screw and not make any mistakes, maybe if he can keep building that pressure into race 1, into race 2, maybe he can break Alif and steal this championship away from him.
We are at the Nürburgring Grand Prix circuit. It is the final round, final 2 races of the E1 Championship Season 1. $15,000 up for grabs. It will be won tonight. Des Corkel alongside Alex Young in the commentary box. Inigo Anton on pole. We'll keep a little close eye on the fourth row of the grid, though. When the lights go off, we will be underway in a 15-minute sprint race. Inigo Anton on pole has got off very, very nicely. He is currently in P1 and he leads coming into the sharp corner, the sharp right-hand corner. Takes it nicely, Inigo Anton. That's a solid start. Behind him, Nakib Aslan has got himself into P3 already. Fabulous start by Nakib, and he's left Alif in the group behind him. Ayman Hakim Tadashi in P4.
Wow, what a good start that is. It's looking really close indeed, but Inigo Anton, whoa, out at front. It's very important if he wants to win his first race to not lose that off the line, I feel. But Kalen Chin is right all over the back of him. Kalen Chin, he's already won 2 races in this championship. So that's going to give Kalen a lot of support, a lot of confidence. And I got to feel Kalen's going to be attacking Inigo straight away.
Did I see an Alif penalty just flash across the screen then? I think I did. But behind them, oh, somebody's dropping right the way down. I think it's Miko Nasi who's dropping down. Alif currently in P8. Nakib Aslam is the man who's in P3 at the moment. Nakib is the man who is looking to really turn the screw on Alif Hamilton. So it's Anton from Kalen Chin from Nakib. Nakib, let's have a look at his view behind him. He's got Tadashi, Arwin Tarunya, Presley Martono, and Mohammed Alif Hamilton. Currently, Alex Young is down in the group with a lot of ballast at the end of lap 1 in P8.
Wow, big pressure for Alif. Look at all those cars in front of the man in the orange car. He's pulled out of the slipstream. He's going to try and go around the outside of Mika, but Mika just defends really well, and he has tried to do it on the switchback, not able to quite do it. Mika holds on to that position. Wow, this is big pressure for Alif right now. Mohammed Alif from Singapore, if he wants to win the championship, he's got to get up into the top 5.
Well, he's got Mika Hakimi in front of him. Mika can be very, very quick. We will return to Alif, of that we can promise you, as he makes another little attempt just to maybe look on the inside. Up at the front, Kalen Chin has taken the lead. He's got Inigo Anton behind them, and Nakib has gone with the front 2, Alex Young. That could be significant.
Wow, Nakib Aslan wants to win this race big time. He's in the green and black car there in P3. He's carrying success ballast just like Alif, but he's just pushing so hard. He's not going to settle for third, is he? He's going to try and get the race win. But Kalen Chin, who's leading the race right now, he's going to have something to say about that. He's won 2 races now. He'll have the confidence. And Inigo Anton, how desperate is he going to be? Inigo Anton with GT Radio Eurasia Motorsport. And he's getting overtaken by Nakib. Nakib dives down the inside and makes it look easy.
DRS for Nakib Aslan there. He needs to be close enough, though, at the end of this lap to Kalen Chin to keep that advantage. At the moment, it's tight. It is tight. Does he have DRS? Ooh, he might just be outside, you know.
Wow.
Kalen Chin may well have got away from Nakib Aslan, and that means Anton has DRS. Nakib, I don't think he does, Alex.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. And Nakib just made a mistake at turn 1. He ran wide. He's pushing so hard in that green Stratos Motorsports car. They're all on soft tires, let's not forget. So they will have to manage them a little bit, but not too much at this track. But look at that, Inigo Anton. He wants that place back. He's looking super close. And Inigo Anton will have DRS.
Being able to join up there is Ayman Hakim Tadashi in the bigger scheme of things. P3 in the overall championship for Tadashi. I need to go back to that battle, though, a little bit further down. Alif is again maybe just having a little look at Mika Hakimi. Alistair Young receives a slowdown penalty for track limits abuse. Now then, focus from Mohammed Alif, bottom right of your screen. The championship leader, but Hakimi is a tough man to get by.
Yeah, look at what must he be thinking? But you know what I love about Alif? He's always cool, calm, and collected. He's practically finished. You know, even when he's winning, he looks calm. Look at his 8th position. If I was in 8th position with the championship on the line, I'd be panicking. I would not be looking that calm. So that, you know, Alif knows there's still, you know, over 10 minutes to go. There's plenty of time. He just needs to keep calm, and he try and thread his way through. But for me, I feel if with Nakib finishing second, if Nakib finishes second, that's going to be a championship lead change, isn't it?
It certainly would be. It certainly would be. We'll work out the permutations. Neither picked up points in the qualification.
Alif goes down the inside.
Alif round the inside. That is brave. The switchback from Hakimi doesn't quite work. Alif, wow, champions. Then he loses it. Can he hold on the inside? Wants to avoid contact. But Hakimi has done a brilliant double switchback to get that place back.
Mika did a great job to go around the outside there. Now he's all over the back of the safe house car. Arwin Taruna in front of him. So good job by Mika Hakimi. But it's not good for Alif. Alif does not want these drivers to be driving well at the moment. He wants to get further up.
Let's have a look at the front of the field where Kalen Chin is still leading the way. 2.5 seconds for Kalen Chin. His form in the last third of this season, Alex, has been absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, you know, because I mean, myself mostly, I guess, was giving a lot of criticism to Kalen Chin for making too many mistakes. But he's not making the mistakes now. If he wins, this will be his third win. And it just shows how he's always had the speed, but now he's becoming the complete package. He knows when to push, when not to take the risks. He found his way through Inigo Anton, and now he knows, right, broke the DRS, I got to push right now to make sure the lead is safe. And that's what he's done. And I think it's going to be very hard for anyone to come back at Kalen Chin.
Fourth in the overall championship standings. Behind them, Nakib Aslan in P3 has got double trouble. He's got Tadashi, who's overtaken him for Team RSG in P2, and he's got Inigo Anton right on his tail. This is the battle for P2. Tadashi in the blue. Inigo Anton is there. Presley Martono and Arwin Tarunya have joined in. And Mohammed Alif Hamilton, I think, will be praying that Inigo and Presley and Arwin can do him a big favour.
And you know what? We are watching the battle for third position right now between Ayman Hakim and Kalen Chin, because that's what it's going to be. Ayman, you know, here he is in second position, but Kalen is in fourth in the championship right now, and I think he's going to overtake Hakim if the positions stay the same.
It would be. It's only a 4-point differential because of the 8 points that were won by Kalen Chin. So a victory for him would move him, and it depends on Nakib. No, Nakib's too far away. It would move Kalen into the top 3. That's his target. But Tadashi, he's on 40 points at the moment as we reach approximately the halfway stage of this race. Oh, we've got so many things ongoing here. Back to Mohammed Alif Hamilton. He's in P8 at the moment. Hakimi in 7 is pushing Arwin Tarunya for P6. So Hakimi isn't looking backwards. He's not worried about the championship leader. He's more worried about getting into P6 and ahead of the fast Indonesian Arwin Tarunya.
Okay, Alif is looking a little bit more tense now. He's looking at him on the bottom left. He knows time's starting to run out now. I do know that he's been sick. The last week he has been sick, so I don't know if that's affecting him right now, but 8th is not where he wants to be.
No, it's a daft question, but when you know there's money on the line, Alex, does it tense you up a little bit?
Well, I would say yes, and I would say for sure Alif is thinking about that, but he's a seasoned campaigner. I think his problem right now is he's struggling for pace. He's just not as quick as we usually see him.
Well, there he is. Behind him, he's got Jason Tay, his teammate, which will be interesting. There are team order rules that they're not really allowed as Alif tries to just make up a little bit of ground on the back of Mika Hakimi. We're ignoring the battle at the front because Kalen Chin is so far away from Tadashi, and Nakib Aslan has lost the RS on Tadashi. So Nakib in P3 is looking very vulnerable as Hakimi goes into P6 ahead of Arwin Tarunya.
Well, that was a good move by Hakimi. He's showing some good pace there as well. And Taruna runs wide, which makes it easier for Alif. This is what Alif needs, though. He needs to try and make up with a few more positions. 5th from where he's been throughout most of this race would be a really good result for Alif.
You cannot drop points in this round. Every point you score does count. That means that Kalen Chin may well be on his way. Tarunya currently in P8. 8 is worth 16 points, I believe, so that would be good for him. 18 points for Mohammed Alif Hamilton if this 7th place is where he ends. Let's go back up to the front. Kalen Chin looking good, Alex Young.
Yeah, he is. Wow. If he had this form at the beginning of the championship, he'd be fighting for a championship too. But he's going to take this sort of support, this sort of confidence into the next season. I can't wait to see him then.
And behind him, we've got Tadashi. There is Tadashi. Tadashi has got a 1.3 second lead over Naqib Aslan. Where's this pace come from on the Nürburgring? Is this the setup? They've just got the setup right?
Well, yeah, RSG overall I think have underperformed a bit. Yeah, the setup looks a bit better, but I mean, this is not a team that normally struggles with setup. I think Akeem just didn't put his qualifying together. He should have been further up in qualifying. Obviously, he had the pace today, but just couldn't put the lap together in qualifying. But he's now finding his way through.
Team RSG, though, let's double it up for them, because behind them, Mika Hakimi has closed right in. Hakimi in P6 at the moment.
I just got to go back.
Martono in his sights.
I just got to go back to Inigo Anton. Sorry, mate. Anton looked to Naqib, but he didn't decide to go around. I'm quite surprised. Maybe the GT Radio car is running a little bit less downforce. Sorry, a little more downforce than Stratos Motorsport, because I expected him to get by.
128.4s. A 128.37 the last lap, the fastest so far for Inigo Anton. Currently he is in P4. He's got Presley Martono, Mika Hakimi very, very close behind him. And then Alif Hamilton will have to hold off Arwin Tarunya, I feel. Alif is looking good for P7. Naqib needs to hold on to P3. It was Naqib in that lime green. P3 to P4 is a big differential.
Wow, yeah, it is. But this is very important for Naqib, because if he starts going backwards, he's going to lose all the advantage he has over Alif at the moment. And I think it's going to be very even in the championship right now as if they finish where they are. But Naqib needs to be perfect over these next couple of corners, because if Inigo Anton's a little bit closer, he's definitely going to be able to use the DRS and the drag reduction system to get past him down the back straight.
There is Inigo Anton, 3.5 minutes still to race. They're lapping around about the 128.2, 128.3 at the moment. So that means that we have got this lap plus 2 more before this race is over. And that means that Naqib Aslan is going to be under intense pressure for all of that time, Alex.
Yeah, and look at that. You can see, look, Anton, how he's closing up to Naqib. He wasn't closing up to Naqib that fast. I think the GT Radio team are running more downforce than Stratos Motorsports. Stratos Motorsports, I think maybe for the race, have decided to shed some downforce, because that green and white and black car is very difficult to overtake.
I'll tell you what, Alex, there might be an additional lap. My maths might have been a couple of seconds out, because there are 3 minutes to go. They've just started what I thought would be the penultimate lap. It could well be an additional lap, because Kalen Chin is so far ahead, he may have dragged them through. So 3 laps to go. Kalen Chin is still the man in the lead. Somewhere in the far distance is Ayman Hakim Tadashi in P2. But Kalen Chin, his last lap of 127.6. So he's got the fastest lap as well. No, he hasn't. The fastest lap belongs to Mika Hakimi. But Kalen Chin is racing away with this for Black Wolf.
Yeah, and Mika Hakimi, another RSG car that did not qualify where he should have, because he's showing great pace right now. He really should be further up. But yeah, Kalen Chin, what a job by the young young Australian. He's half Australian, half Singaporean. Really, really fantastic to see him do so well.
Right, let's visit Mohammed Alif Hamilton, the championship leader. I think he's going to have to just content himself with holding on to P7, because he can't get close enough to Mika Hakimi.
Mika Hakimi just made a mistake. He made a mistake coming out of that all-important corner. But Alif is not quite close enough as he comes to the chicane.
So Hakimi, who can be very quick, but is now under pressure. Alif, right on the back of Hakimi. My word, how he would love to get a P6 here. Yeah, there will be 2 laps, Alex. There will be 2 laps to go. This will be going into, this plus 1, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I leave the math up to you. I wasn't very good at math. But yes, Alif is just perfect for Alif, because Mika Hakimi ahead of him. Was he out of DRS zone? No, he wasn't out of DRS zone. If he was out of DRS zone, then I think Alif would have had a really good chance. As it is, it's quite interesting with seeing Des overtaking not so easy at this track.
It certainly isn't, and the DRS hasn't played a significant role in it either. Up at the front, again, we've just got to visit. We'll move away from this battle. We're with Alif, because he's the championship leader at the moment in P7. Ahead of him, though, Naqib Aslan is in P3. P3 is worth 32 points. How he would love to get that as they go past one of the Vietnamese who makes his way out of the way. Naqib Aslan just posted a 1:28.1, which is as quick as he's been so far in the race.
Yeah, that's almost very, very close to his fastest lap, within a 10th. But look at that. See, Anton's not catching as quick as he should do. That Stratos car is definitely less aero than the GT Radio one. I think maybe GT Radio is running too much downforce at the moment, although you've got to feel that if Inigo Anton could get past Naqib, he would be gone.
Okay, we are now onto the final lap of the race. The race time is down to 0, but Kalen Chin is on the final lap. He's just about to lap Leona Chin, I think that is. Leona and Whelan Choi both down at the tail end once again. Kalen Chin on the soft. Everyone has been on the soft. All of the top racers. It's exactly what you'd expect. But Kalen Chin is leading by a country mile. Kalen Chin leads by over 5 seconds. Ayman Hakim Tadashi. Well, Naqib has got to within a second, but maybe Naqib has left it just a little bit too late. But that battle for P2 is fascinating. Kalen Chin is miles clear. Tadashi is in P2. Naqib in P3, but Inigo Anton is still chasing and putting the pressure on Naqib.
Naqib's made a mistake. He's had to have a lift. He missed the apex. He's had a lift. That's allowed Anton to get really close. This is where he needs to be close. This next corner, this right-hander. Oh, that's so close. He's going to have the DRS. It's going to be... This is Anton's best chance to get the overtake.
Inigo Anton, it could be crucial for his championship hopes. Naqib shuts the door. We're going to have to disappear because Kalen Chin is going to come home, and Kalen Chin takes this victory. Kalen Chin, 3 wins in quick succession. Tadashi second. Naqib Aslan, has he held on for P3? The answer is yes. Inigo Anton 4, Hakimi 5, Martono 6, Muhammad Alif Hamilton finishes in P7. We'll talk about the mathematics, but firstly, Alex, talk to the race winner.
Oh, what a great job by... I'm just so happy there for Kalen Chin. And just what a great drive. Let's just try and get him on Discord so we can have a quick chat with Kalen. Kalen, wow, third race win of the season. What a drive. How was it?
That was probably one of my, I wouldn't say one of my best performances, but that was like, it was a really good race for me. I made the move on Inigo really early, and then I just pulled away. I tried to get fastest lap, but ended up not doing it. However, still the race win, I needed that, and yeah. I just want to see how it goes in race 2.
Well, according to our calculators here, that puts you 3rd in the championship right now. So, yeah, instead of being the hunter, now you're going to have to defend, because I think the first 2 is out of reach, but now you have to defend that 3rd position. What are your thoughts going into race 2?
Honestly, it's just staying ahead of Ivan and just making no mistakes, hopefully not getting a puncture with contact or tire management, and yeah, just finishing ahead of him and Jason, and that's how I get P3.
Can you do the whole race without a pit stop?
No. Tire wear on this track is not really that good. I finished with about 5%, so... and also the fuel, because it's on times 3, so yeah.
All right, well, congratulations. Good job.
Thank you.
Good luck.
There's the overall result. Fadli Rakhmat picking up fastest lap, which will rather upset Mika Hakimi. But Fadli, that helps Fadli, who was in 9th position in the overall standings. But the victory for Kalen Chin. Tadashi picks up 40 points, but Kalen goes above him in the overall standings. Naqib, 32, moves to within 15 points of Alif Hamilton. Inigo Anton picking up 26 points. That moves him, I think, much closer to Josh Perwin. Gosh, the calculations are there for us to work out, but what it means is there's just 15 points, Dan, between the championship leader and 2nd place going into the final race.
For sure, we knew the championship fight was going to be tight. Didn't realize how much of a spanner in the works that was going to be thrown into race 1. Now, if you're like me and you're struggling to do the calculations, don't worry. Right after this commercial break, we'll have the live results after race 1 and qualifying coming your way. But very, very, very quickly, a commercial break. We'll see you soon.
RSG is a full-time esports team. We are one of the biggest esports team in Southeast Asia. We want to bring out new talent and of course be champions to all esports titles. My name is Aiman Wafi bin Roslan. I am Head of Operation for RSG Malaysia, responsible for team performance of all esports teams under RSG Malaysia. RSG wants to join E1 is because we saw a lot of potential for us to bring new talents. We try to find the best local drivers out there. Aiman won a lot of achievement and Mika is an up and coming talent that we saw a huge potential in him. We are aiming for championship. We want the best of the best out there. Our expectation was quite high.
Ayman Hakim picks up maximum points. Ayman Hakim will make it back-to-back wings. A big smile. Mika holds on from Naki Baslam.
My name is Ayman Hakim, also known as Tadashi, representing RSG Force E1 Season 1.
My name is Mika Hakimi from Team RSG. I'm a Malaysian professional sim racing driver and professional racing driver.
Started racing when I was 8 years old on the EAF1 2002. Then I won the Malaysia Cyber Game. My friend Sim Kaiwan brought me to Loya to get my first PC and my first simulator. And that's where he kick-started my journey for sim racing.
I've always liked racing as a child. My dad always brought me to the F1 races because he used to work really close with the Petronas Mercedes teams. The first time I tried the sim at Sepang, I was actually pretty good at it, and that's how it all started.
Ayman Hakim, he's a sim driver for sure, and he won it with RSG, which is definitely an esports team.
In short bursts, he can attack aggressively than I can.
He's a bit furious whenever there's mistakes, but that shows how passionate he is. Mika is always maintaining his composure.
He's a hardworking guy.
RSG, you know, they're an esports team. They've come to E1, they had good success in Season 0. But I feel they're not working with enough motorsport people.
We thought that only hiring the drivers is enough.
Our task is a bit bigger.
I know one who did most of the setup.
So I think RSG need to look at maybe some smart partnerships with some of the other motorsport teams.
There are helps that we got, which is from Kaiwan and Abby.
Abby is more like Ayman's personal race engineer. Kaiwan, he's been working with Ayman for I think 5 years already.
I have a lot of advice from my engineers, from Kaiwan and Abby, and yeah, we really owe them a lot.
Being able to work on the bounce and modify strategy with what you have is very, very important.
We still want to maintain podium.
I'll definitely be doing things a lot more differently because I've got a lot more time on my hands now.
We learned from last season, so we know what the weakness and strengths are.
RSG was very quick in Season 0.
Mika Hakimi, who did really well in his first RaceRoom competition.
We had a big battle this season. It makes me want to beat them even more.
I know that they're going to perform well.
We are very confident in ourselves.
We're doing great so far.
And I can't wait to win races.
Respect all, fear none.
Welcome back to the E1 Championship Season 1. We're here for the grand finale at the Nürburgring in Germany. We've just completed qualifying and race 1 where double points have been on offer. And just in a few moments, we'll be able to get all of those points up on screen to show you where the drivers are standing in the championship leaderboard going into race 2. And that's where we're going to see who our Season 1 champion is going to be. Now, I think we've got some time to introduce some drivers before we go into race 2. Let's go and speak to our reigning champion, Nakib Aslan of Stratos Motorsports.
Jump to 8.
Nakib Aslan, that was it was a strong performance in race 1 for you, but I can't help but feel like you wanted that P2 or that P1, and there must be a lot going through your mind in terms of points. But how was that race for you?
So yeah, I think like you said, a few places higher would have been nice, but overall I think we maximized what we could. We had a tough qualifying, didn't really extract the lap that I wanted, but came up, recovered that from the good start. Managed to get up there, but yeah, unfortunately Caitlin was a bit too quick today, so hopefully we'll figure out a way. But yeah, I think overall good race 1. Now I'm trying to just focus on race 2 now.
I know James is going to be calculating the points. Do you know where you need to finish in race 2?
No, actually, I think the main focus right now is just to get as maximum points as I can and as I can get.
Shall we tell him?
and then I'll leave it up to how it will end. You know, if it's fate, it will end in my way.
Alex, did you want to tell him?
Yeah. I want to add to the pressure. Right? If you win,
you got the scores already?
Yeah, if you win and Alif finishes third, you win the championship. If you finish second and Alif finishes fifth, then you also win the championship. We should have, now we have to tell Alif this as well.
Yeah, don't worry, we'll do it for Alif as well. So the pressure's going to build, a lot of mind games going on. We'll leave it at that. Best of luck, that was a good showing in race 1. We'll see what you can do in race 2.
Thank you very much.
All right, Alex, before we get to Alif, let's speak to Ayman Hakim. Team RSG.
Yeah, let's just chat with Ayman Hakim. Ayman, you have to tell us about that. That was a good race. You didn't qualify so well. What happened in qualifying?
Obviously the ballast, they hamper us a little bit over there. So as you can see, that the front guys will only have about 3 kg in Inigo Anton, and Kevin did a good job there. He had 8 kg, though I have 10, and I think the other two like got Marton, and the other one had literally 0 kg. So yeah, that's probably the difference between the ballast right now. But
yeah, that was a really good job. Of course, you had 10 kilograms, Nakib would have had 12, and Alif would have had 15. So great job. Talk us through the race, though. Were you worried? Are you going to make any changes to the next race, so the car was perfect? Or
the car was fine. Just the only issue right now, obviously, I think everyone's going to face is the tire wear. Let's see what we can change for the second race for that.
Okay, well, good luck with that. And you're fourth in the championship right now. Kalen has leapfrogged you to third, but I think there's only 6 points between you, so good luck with that.
All right, we've got time for one more interview before we go to race 2. Let's go and chat to the fast Filipino, Inigo Anton of GT Radial Eurasia Motorsports.
Yeah, let's talk about Inigo. Inigo, there you are. I'll start this off, and Dan, you can finish it. But great job. Fourth just now. Did you talk us through the race?
Yeah, so yeah, thank you. Good result again, especially knowing it's double points. But at the start, we knew that, you know, Kalen, coming from last round, like his race pace is just as quick as Quali, so he's gonna be our hardest competitor. And yeah, you saw it in the first lap. He was just able to pull away with the DRS and just manage his race. From there, I was struggling a bit to just keep up with Ayman and Nakib, but I knew that they're also fighting for championship and we still have some places to get. So, you know, just play it safe, and 4th place is still better than, you know, having a puncture and like not finishing out in the top 10. So again, super satisfied with the result.
One last quick question. What can you do differently to improve that race pace? Because you're stellar in qualifying, but what do you need to do to put it together in race 2?
Well, I think our race pace is almost there, but our tire wear seems to, we seem to have fixed it already. So hopefully now maybe we can be more aggressive, and yeah, hopefully maybe get in the podium again, hopefully.
I have no doubt aggression is what I like to hear in a driver. We'll see what you can do in race 2. Best of luck. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right, Alex, we have our race 1 highlights ready. Let's go and check them out now.
Okay, so race 1, look at that. Inigo Anton, the white, black GT Radio car leading off the line, but Kalen Chin in the black and red car all over the back of him. There we go, championship leader, had a great fight with Mika Hakkinen. This is him overtaking, but Mika Hakkinen sent around the outside, and which was on the inside for this corner. Great move by him. So Alif would finish in 7th. In 3rd, though, would be Nakib Aslan. Nakib Aslan, also challenging the championship, would manage to hold on to that 3rd position despite pressure from Anton. But Kalen Chin, what a great job by the Australian. Ayman Hakim in 2nd, Nakib in 3rd, and Inigo Anton in 4th, but championship leader in 7th.
All right, let's take a look at our top 10 after race 1. 50 points going to Kalen Chin, the young 14-year-old, really showing his maturity, coming through in this end of the season. Ayman Hakim in P2, Nakib Aslan in P3. He really needed that P2. He really, really did. That pressure is going to be on going into race 2. Inigo Anton in P4. Mika Kimi showing some raw pace in P5. But Alif Hamilton in P7. This is really where it heats up. But we're going to see how that affects everything in the live championship standings, which we're going to see next. So this is the championship standings as it stands after the double points in qualifying, after double points of race 1. It's still Alif Hamilton in P1, but look at that differential, 15 points. Nakib and Alif know that that is just one mistake. One mistake could be the difference between winning season 1 and coming in second. But hop, skip, and jump all the way down from P4. Kalen Chin is now in P3 with Ayman Hakim trailing just behind him, and Jason Tay still maintaining his 5th place position. So there we have it. We've seen how important qualifying is, how important race 1 is. There's a lot of pressure going into race 2. There's a lot we can talk about. The strategy, we know that tire degradation is very high. We've got a 30-minute race 2. What strategy are our drivers going to go for? Is the pressure of the championship going to affect that strategy as well? All of that and more to come. First, a very short commercial break. We'll see you in a bit.
Arif goes on the inside.
Yevon David made it through.
Joy Ayman's got the better of Nakib. Season 0 champion!
Hi, my name's Nakib Aslan, and I'm E1 Season 0's champion.
My name's Yevon David from Sri Lanka.
My name is Troy Ayman.
I'm Arif Azmi. My name's James Russell, and I'm the team manager for both Stratos Motorsports as well as Scuderia Stratos.
Well, I think Stratos Motorsports had an advantage because there were kind of two teams. They had Stratos Motorsports and Scuderia Stratos. So they had 4 drivers always testing together and working together.
For our first season, there were some ups and downs. Thankfully for us, there were a lot more ups than downs, and we ended up taking both the drivers and the team's championships.
Nakib is very much a sim driver. He's only done sim, he's never raced in real life.
I actually came completely from a sim racing background. I've never done real life racing before this. I actually only started competitive sim racing last year.
I'm going to say the performance of Nakib Aslan did impress me.
He drove superbly throughout the whole championship.
He's just on another level. He's really, really good.
Nakib Aslan was a deserving champion for consistency and keeping his heart going on the last round.
With Yevon last season, everything was really, really good. He actually got the opportunity to go to Europe this year to race full-time in the World Championship in karts. So we did end up with an empty seat. So recently I've started watching more racing, and Ibrahim has been a front runner, if not the champion, in everything that I've seen. He was almost a natural choice for us to replace Yevon.
Hello everyone, my name is Mohammed Ibrahim. I'm from India and I'm 18 years old. I did my first Rotex race with Stratos, so I knew James Russell from before.
I knew Ibrahim only like last year. We did sim racing together, and he is one really fast driver.
It's a great thing to have a champion beside you because you have the best benchmark and you can learn everything from him. So it's no pressure, it's just better for me.
Hopefully we can work together well and bring back another championship this season.
For sure, there will definitely be a learning curve. They are not too familiar with each other at the moment. However, that will change very, very quickly. So eventually, yes, the dynamic will be just as good as it was with Yevon. So I'm not too worried about that.
Scuderia Stratos, they're all real-life drivers, karters, and they're also young, so they don't really have much experience either. But they were able to get them up, and I think that's pretty much James Russell, and he knew how to extract the most out of the driver.
For Scuderia, for both of them, they were quite new to sim racing. They both only started last year.
I think in Arif, in the race, he's got the potential to be quick, setting fast lap times, especially in qualifying.
Troy is really good at, once he's up there in the race, he's good at maintaining position, so we're just going to focus on ourselves and trying to improve ourselves and just perform at our own best.
Yeah, I don't think we really need to worry about any of the other drivers.
I look forward to learning as fast as possible, just getting up to speed as quick as possible.
To all the drivers, don't expect me to slow down.
For Stratos Motorsports, the goal has to be the championship.
Welcome back to the E1 Championship, the Season 1 Grand Finale at the Nürburgring. We've just wrapped up qualifying and Race 1. We're heading into Race 2. Double points on offer. And Alex, we have top 13 reverse grid, and I think that puts Josh Perwin on pole.
Yeah,
so that's going to spice things up a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Black Arts Racing has been very quiet today. Actually been quiet for the last couple of races, to be honest, but now Josh will be on pole position. And we know he's a very good racer. Whether he's got the setup and can make the tires last long or execute the right strategy, that's another question. But he's definitely got the racecraft to win if he gets the chance.
And we know that the pressure is going to be on him as well, because he is going to be fighting for that 5th place position. 5th place, of course, in the championship will be walking away with $1,000 US. You can see there, he's only 20 or so odd points away from P5. And if he's starting on pole and if he gets his strategy right, he knows that he can leapfrog his way into that cash-winning position.
Yes.
So talking about tires, Alex, we've heard Kalen Chin, we've heard all the other drivers complain about the degradation that they're getting on this track. Are we going to see a two-stop strategy, or are we going to see a soft-soft?
Well, we talked to Inigo Anton, he said definitely can't. I don't know. That's, you know, a few drivers tried to make a no-stop strategy work at Hungary in the previous round, and Nürburgring is not quite as bad as Hungary. So is it enough for them to try it again? I wouldn't be surprised if we see 1 or 2 guys try and take that risk and try and do that. But it's definitely a one-stopper for sure. And I think most people would just do soft-softs.
And talking of risk there, we saw earlier on in the show, Alif Hamilton talking about his approach. He's going to take it very calm. He's going to be safe. And he might have been a little bit too safe going into race 1, ultimately only finishing in 7th place. He wasn't making some of the daring maneuvers that we've seen earlier on in this season. But Des, do you think now with this reverse grid, he knows exactly how many points he needs to win the championship against Nakib? I mean, what is that points differential? Talk us through the different finishing scenarios.
Well, the finishing scenario is he's just got to keep Nakib Aslan within sight. If Nakib was to go on and win the race, and Nakib is, let's not forget, starting from way down. Alif starts ahead of him in the on the grid. So long as he can stay ahead of Nakib, he will win the title. That is all I think he really has to think about. But from what we've seen in Alif in the year and a half that I've been watching him in e-racing, he doesn't do things safe. I was really surprised to see him use that word safe, because that's not Alif. He is normally not a risk taker, but he's normally brave. He's going to need to be brave again.
So he's going to be a little bit more aggressive, Alex. I mean, we saw in race 1, Mika being able to have that cutback and get him at his own move.
Well, the thing about Alif is he doesn't panic, and that's one thing. You know, you saw him. He was in P7. He couldn't quite get through. He'd overtake Mika. Mika would overtake him back, but you saw his facial expression. He never changed, and that's why he's so good. He never panics. But you know, even this race, this race is going to be key. Obviously, because let's say Nakib does get in front of Alif, say he wins the race, then Alif has to finish P3. If he finishes, he has to finish P2. If he finishes anything like P3 and below, he's going to lose the championship. But I don't think that it's going to be almost impossible for Nakib to win the race. He's starting from too far back, and there are too many quick guys in this field. But say Nakib gets up to 2nd, then Alif needs to finish 5th. Or is it he needs to finish 6th, I think. He needs to finish 5th to make sure that he wins the championship. So there are a few permutations, and we'll try and bring it to you as we go through the next race.
Well, we know Nakib's approach. We know that he's going to be calm, cool, collected, despite us trying to scare him just now and let him know the finishing positions that he has to be in to win the championship. But Stratos Motorsports have always been a team that throw a spanner in the work with strategy. So they might try and do something different. We've only got 10 seconds left before race 2 starts. So it'll only be a matter of moments before we see what tire strategy all of our drivers go for. But for the action, I'm going to hand it over to you, Des and Alex, as our drivers slowly get teleported to the grid.
Indeed, it all comes down to this. This is precisely the finale to the season that the architect of the E1 season, Alex Young, was chasing. You wanted to go into the final race of the season. In fact, you wanted to go into the final corner of the final race of the season, not knowing who the champion is. And with 30 minutes to go, Alex, we certainly do not yet know who the champion is, or who'll be 3rd, or who'll be in the top 5. It is the perfect finale. So a quick congratulations, pat on the back for you. But what's your thinking ahead of this final race?
Nakib's going to be super aggressive. He's going to be super aggressive. Because even if he gets it wrong, say he gets knocked out, he's still going to finish 2nd in the championship. Or if he gets a penalty for being too aggressive, he's still going to finish 2nd in the championship. Obviously, hopefully he doesn't do anything too stupid, because we can still ban drivers or take away points. It's all in the powers of the stewards. But for sure, Nakib's going to push like heck. Alif just needs to do what he's been doing all the time. Don't panic. Make sure he keeps clean, and especially in the first few laps.
Josh Perwin will be on pole as we get underway. Top of your screen, the red lights go off eventually. And Josh Perwin is the man who is on pole. As you can see, the rubber burning. It may be virtual, but Mohamed Zini in P2. Nabil 3, Jason Tay, who's now on the reckoning in P4. Mohamed Alif Hamilton is up there into P6. But Naki Baslan, Alex Young, has got himself into 8th place early on. Aggression is the key word.
Wow, look how close it is right now. Look at that. Alif there in 6th. That's a good start for him to be there, because it means he can defend his championship from there.
And he's got Jason Tay just ahead of him. Behind them, there is Alif. Currently, well, Jason Tay, no team orders aren't allowed, but Jason Tay, I'm sure, will make sure that he doesn't spoil anything for Alif. Jason himself is in a decent position. He's on 148 points. He's got a chance of a top 5 place as well, so there's money on the line for both of the Team Flash races.
Yeah, so then behind Jason is Nabil, and then, of course, Nakib's just behind that as well. So 2 Stratos Motorsport cars coming in green, coming upon the orange cars of Team Flash there. I think Jason will play the rear gunner. I think he won't, well, hopefully he doesn't do anything too crazy, because we do watch out for team tactics in this race. If anyone does anything, we can ban someone. But yeah, it's going to be close no matter what.
Can see there Nabil Aslan was making a move as Josh Perwin leads the way as they come to the end of lap number 1. It's a 30-lap race. All of the top racers, right the way down to Jinmas Vilton in P15, they're all on soft compound tyres. Only Ayman Hazik of the top racers, as you'd call them, decided to go on medium compound. So, one-stop strategy likely, no stopper surely impossible.
Yeah, well, actually, there are a few guys at the very bottom of the field in hard tyres. The Vietnamese drivers on hard tyres. I think they're going to try and go all the way without a stop. Well, might as well gamble anyway. You never know what could happen. But yeah, good job there. Josh Perwin there, pulling away from Zini there. That's a big. He's had a great lap and a quarter so far by the Australian, and it's going to be very hard to bring him in there.
So, as Perwin leads, Zini in P2, Arwin Tarunya quick again in P3, but under pressure from the championship leader, Mohamed Alif. So long as Alif is ahead of Nakib, he will be the champion, but he doesn't want to just finish ahead of Nakib, he wants to finish ahead of just about everyone. It's Tarunya in the sightlines of Alif Hamilton.
Yeah, and Alif just got that corner just perfect. Great through turn 11 here as well. Good exit out of there. Let's see how heavy he is on downforce. If he's not too heavy, he might be able to take Taruna into the chicane.
Jason Tay is just behind him as Tarunya is passed by Mohamed Alif. Alif goes into P3, which is worth 32 points. If he ends 3rd, then it means Nakib must come from P7 to win this race as Jinmas Vilton gets a slowdown penalty. But Alif in P3 and looks really confident. Ooh, has he got that right? The answer's yes, as Jason Tay and Tarunya come together. Tarunya spins out.
But just now, Taruna spun and that took out Nakib. Oh, but Nakib just
managed... took out Nabil, did it?
No, I think it took out Nakib, because Nakib was trying to overtake Nabil, but Nakib just about holds on. But look at that, big gap between him and the Team Flash cars.
Kalen Chin has a look on the inside. Kalen Chin, who won race number 1. Kalen currently in P3 in the championship standings. Behind him, Ayman Hakim Tadashi is way down in P11. That 6 points could be worth $1,000 US to a 14-year-old kid. That is pocket money.
Well, yes, I mean, I'm not sure if it's going to go to the kid. It goes to the guys who pay the entry fee, and that goes to the team. Then obviously the teams have an arrangement with the drivers. And if Black Wolf are going to give all that money to Kalen Chin, he's going to be a very happy 14-year-old.
Ah, you're a spoiled sport, you are. You're a spoiled sport. But there is Nakib Aslan under pressure from Kalen and Mohamed Nabil. Now, Nabil has flummoxed Nakib in the past. Mika Hakimi, don't write off Mika either. He was so quick in race 1. He's got himself up to 114 points. He also, Alex, is in the race for $1,000 in P5.
Yeah, but Nakib, but just watching behind, Nakib really needs Nabil to help him out, but Nabil's just not able to help out, and he's not putting Kalen under any pressure at all. And look at that, Kalen Chin down the inside of Nakib. Good move by the Australian.
Kalen Chin moves up into 5th place. Naqib Aslan in P6. He's got Nabil and Hakimi behind him. Ahead of him are Muhammad Alif Hamilton, now in P2. He and Jason Tay, the flash cars have flashed past Mohamed Zini, and they are looking really good. 25 minutes of the season remaining, and Flash there to protect each other.
Yeah, wow, they just Flash coming to the fore. Terrible race 1 for them by their high standards, but here in race 2, wow, they're looking really good. I mean, that's it, the team championship is already in the bag for them, but this is looking so good for Leaf to take the championship right now. P2 with his championship rival all the way down. Naqib Aslan down in 6th position.
There is time, but time is rapidly running out. Just to give you the Jason Tay story, he's currently 5th in the championship standings, 148 points. If he was to finish 3rd here, he would be ahead of Josh Perwin in the championship standings and would pick up the $1,000 ahead of Perwin, who at the moment is looking good for 50 points because he's got a 2.5-second lead from Alif Hamilton up at the lead, Josh Perwin.
And let's not forget race fastest lap. Some of these guys are going to be going for fastest lap for sure, because fastest lap today is worth 4 points, which is not a small amount. There we go, Josh Perwin through turn 2, looking very good. Muhammad Alif there in 2nd position. They've got a good gap now on Jason Tay. Jason just not able to go with the leaf right now, and Jason coming under big pressure now from Kalen Chin.
So there is Josh Perwin and Alif Hamilton in our sights. It's a 3-second lead. Let's move down to P3 and that battle you were just talking about, Jason Tay and Kalen Chin. Kalen is in 3rd in the championship standing, 6 ahead of Ayman Hakim Tadashi, who's in 11th battling with Inigo Anton, and Inigo is in a big battle with Jason Tay for P6 in the championship standings. So there are 3 racers, Naqib, Inigo and Tadashi in 6th, 10th and 11th, who must take some big risks to get up the rankings.
Yeah, they do, because they're just too far back at the moment. I'm just looking at the pace right now that Kalen Chin is displaying. Big difference right now. Oh, there we go. Inigo Anton in P10 there right now. He needs to try and move up. He's behind his teammate Joaquin Garrido. Let's see if Garrido will let him through. Yeah, not at this point. No, he is close enough right now, and Anton goes down the inside and goes past Garrido.
And then Joaquin will maybe just make sure that Presley Martono doesn't get too far. So it's a P9 for Inigo Anton. Tadashi, the bad news for Ayman Hakim Tadashi is that he is dropped down into P13. And the man who held 3rd place in the overall championship standings may well lose it in the final round of the season. And look at his emotion as he is saying to Miko, get out of my way!
Oh, wow, the frustration on his face, though. You know, he knows his 3rd place is slipping away right now. Look, how angry he's getting, talking to himself, talking to his engineers. But still a long way to go, though. He mustn't panic at this stage.
Further up, let's move away from that little battle. We'll go up to P3. Jason Tay is under pressure from Kalen Chin, and Alif is also under pressure from Kalen Chin. Tell you what, Kalen has really put it together in the latter stage of the season, and he will deserve the P3 that he gets in the overall championship standings and the $3,000 that comes with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, stunning. 3 wins in the second half of the season. Really good job by the Australian. And he's all over the back of Jason. But Jason, just looking, you know, the team flash cars seem to have got the downforce just right. Oh, he gets close there. I'm sure there was a bit of panic running in the back of him. He's got to try and get him. Will he not try into the last corner? No, he's not going to try the last corner. I really thought he was going to have a go. Coming out now, though, onto the start-finish straight. This is where he's got to do it.
Kalen Chin has got the DRS. He was in sight of Jason Tay. Goes very late, leaves it late, gets into P3 ahead of Jason Tay. He's got Alif Hamilton ahead of him. Alif just needs to hope that Kalen isn't too aggressive and takes Alif out of the race. That's still a possibility.
That was a really good move by Kalen. He came from so far back. That was a slow clap in the studio right now. That was a really good move by Kalen. And he's not done right now because he's all over the back of Alif. The pace Kalen is showing right now is startling.
So there is Kalen Chin, his lap time. He didn't get the fastest lap. He looks on the inside of Alif, but Alif is cagey. Surely Alif is just hoping that there isn't going to be any contact, because so long as Alif is ahead of Nakib, Alif will be champion. So he can be, in his own words, safe.
Yeah, at the moment though, oof, Alif ran a little bit wide there, but Kalen, he's got it right now. He's close enough. Is he close enough though? I mean, let's see the slipstream as he comes down this back straight right now, through turn 11, through turn 12. Oh, he's close enough. Is he going to dart down the inside? No. Decides not to do it. Kalen is super confident through turn 1. He knows he can leave it at turn 1, because turn 1 is where he's looking really good.
Right, let's stick with him for turn 1 as they come into their lap 7. We are 10 and a half minutes into this race. It'll be a 2-stop strategy as Kalen Chin goes into P2 ahead of Muhammad Alif Hamilton. Alif quite rightly just gets out of the way. Jason Tay behind me, you protect my tail. I'll just make sure that Nakib Aslan can't make his way through. Let's look at Nakib Aslan, Alex. P5 at the moment, with his brother Nabil protecting him from Mika Hakimi.
Yeah, but he's not quick enough. His last lap was 28.4, and all of the cars except for Alif in front of him were faster. You know, he needs to find a bit more lap time. Yeah, it's going to be tough for Nakib at this point.
Poor old Ayman Hakim Tadashi has a slow-down penalty. Track limits abuse, that will not help his mood either, as Whelan Choi just again gets out of the way. He is lapped by the quick boys, Nakib and Nabil. Nakib is 2.5 seconds down on Jason Tay. The pit change is going to be super important for Nakib Aslan if he has the slightest chance.
Yeah, so that's the other point. You see how much energy have they taken out of their tires, because if they push too hard, maybe they can't reach the halfway stage, because you can see 18 minutes to go. They need to pit with 15 minutes to go if they want to put the soft tire back on. If they pit now, it's going to be very difficult to make that next set of soft tires make it to the end. So maybe Nakib's just keeping a bit more energy. Maybe he wants to go a bit longer than everyone else in this first stint.
We've rather ignored the race leader. Massive apologies to Australia's Josh Purwin. He has got a chance of winning this race and earning a place in the top 5, but only at 121 points, only if Jason Tay drops way down, and Jason Tay is currently in P4. Josh has had a hit-and-miss season, Alex, but when he hits, my word, he hits hard.
Yeah, has he won a race this year? I'm not sure he has.
No, he hasn't.
This would be his first race win.
He's had 4 podiums, 2 seconds, 2 thirds.
And he's been in a position to win races this year. He's just not been able to do it. This could be the time for him. But he's got a very quick Kalen Chin. Kalen Chin could be our second driver to win a double race to win both races in one round. Only Alif Hamilton has done that so far.
Kalen Chin currently in P2 is 2.5 seconds behind. That's Josh just on the corner ahead of him. Looking behind him, Kalen has got a 2-second lead over Alif, who isn't even in shot. Kalen is lapping up 1:27.5, which is the fastest lap of the race so far. He is lapping 0.7 of a second quicker than Josh Purwin.
Wow, I mean, that's startling. They're really impressive pace there by Kalen Chin. Kalen doesn't want to pit too early though. He wants to try and hold on, maybe pit in 1 or 2 laps time. And there we go, 16 minutes to go still in this race.
There's your 1, 2, 3, 4 going down the main straight. Purwin, Chin, Alif Hamilton and Jason Tay. Nakib has closed the gap a little bit, Alex. It was 3 seconds, now it's 2. His last lap of 1:28.1, which was 0.3 quicker than Alif Hamilton, 0.3 quicker than Jason Tay. So he is just nibbling into the lead.
Yeah, and he's got his brother there to play rear gunner, just like Jason Tay is playing rear gunner to Alif. So maybe Nakib can go a bit further. Even if his tires go down to 0%, he can run at 0%, and that would just allow him to push really hard on the second set, on the second stint, if he can make that second stint as short as possible.
Fadli Rakhmat, who was an outside possibility, picks up a slow-down penalty. Just while we've got a little bit of breathing space, let's just go down the list. Inigo Anton, currently in P8. He needs a good result, and he needs Jason Tay to drop out in many ways for Inigo to win cash prize. He'll win a lot of plaudits for his performance, but no cash prize. Currently P8 with Joaquim Garrido just behind him. Both representing the Philippines as Inigo takes a a circuitous route as he maybe tries to push just a little bit too much.
Yeah, and that's out of T11, right? So that's going to cost about a second. That's a big, well, not a big mistake, but it's a costly mistake because it's lap time-wise, because he would have lost it all the way down the start-finish straight. The back straight, sorry. Joaquin Garrido, though, they're in 9th position, like you mentioned. 10th position there, Presley Martono.
Josh Perwin into the pits. Muhammad Alif into the pits. Jason Tay into the pits. Kalen Chin, your new race leader. Naqib Aslan, P2.
Wow, okay, so this is good. So Kalen Chin and Naqib Aslan, along with his brother Nabil. Oh no, Nabil's also
Nabil's gone in.
Yeah, so Naqib's throwing it down. He's going, wow, he's really going for, he's throwing it down. He's going for the Hail Marys, shall we speak, because he knows the only chance he has of taking on Leaf, I think, is to have a shorter second stint so he can push harder on the soft tyres. But those tyres must be at 0% right now. They're really in danger of puncturing. So he needs to make sure he doesn't touch a curb or something, because when the tyres get down to 0%, you will puncture. And you can see there, he's been very careful with the curb. He's not climbing the curb on the exit of T7 as he usually does. Ooh, although he does touch that curb pretty hard. He doesn't want to do that too much with the tyres all the way down to the minimum.
Nabil picks up a drive-through penalty for speeding in the pit lane. What kind of a lap time has Naqib been able to put in? He's had the extra lap, so we will have that little bit of advantage. But this is Naqib's gamble for the title. If he is going to win it, I'm assuming he's going to come in this time. No, he's staying out. Oh, he decides very, very late to go in Naqib Aslan. So while he goes to the pits, the new race leader, who stayed also into the pits, is Kalen Chin, as Inigo Anton went into the pits as well.
So we should be seeing Josh Perwin coming around. Josh Perwin's still got a long way to go. The others are so far ahead. They're still in the pit lane, but it's going to be very close to see whether Josh can come back out in front of Kalen Chin.
So Josh is leading the way. 5th, 6th officially, but I think when all the pits have been done, Josh will be coming. Oh yes, he's just ahead of Kalen. Just ahead of Kalen. Oh, that's close. That is close. Jackdin Tung has stayed out. He's in P3 now. Jackdin is on hard compound.
Jackdin is actually going to try and go all the way without a tyre change, but is P3 enough? Because there are going to be a lot of very fast cars behind him,
including Alif Hamilton, who's come out in P4, the menacing orange livery. Well, it's not orange, I haven't really decided what it is, as Jackdin looks focused in P3, but it's going to be tough for him to maintain a podium position, almost impossible with 12.5 minutes to go. But for Naqib, Alex, the gamble didn't quite work. He's within, he's closed the gap a little bit on Alif Hamilton, but he's still 2 seconds down.
That's right, and now he's got a, he's just Alistair Young that he, no, who's that? That's, no, that's not Alistair Young, that's it's a black car. That must be a back marker. That must be Taruna or Mikko Nasi.
Well, Naqib is being held up just a little bit, and Muhammad Alif is being held up by Jackdin Tung. Oh, that chicane, that's cost time for Naqib. Eventually he forced his way through, but he was held up just a little bit, and that means that he's still chasing. Let's just look onto the battle for P3, where Jackdin is staying out. He's making life difficult for Alif, but Alif decides to go through on the inside, and there's contact with Jackdin. Just caught his back wheel. In real life, Alex, that would be costly.
Yeah, that might have caused a puncture. But when the tyres are fresh, you don't punch it very easily. So Alif is on fresh tyres, so that's not an issue for right now. Okay, so Jackdin has been disposed of, and now Naqib needs to get past Jackdin to have a go. And look at that, got to go back to the front though, because Kalen Chin has found a way past Josh Perwin.
Apologies to Kalen fans, we missed him overtaking Josh Perwin. This is almost certainly the situation that will ensure 3rd place in the overall championship standings for him. A fabulous finale to the season. Where is Naqib? Naqib is currently in P5. He's got Jackdin Tung ahead of him. But Kalen leads from Josh Perwin. There's the battle for P1. Naqib goes past Jackdin just to let you know he's got Muhammad Alif in front of him. But that is bad news. 10 minutes between Alif and the title.
10 minutes. Wow. I mean, he can take it easy. He just has to be nice and calm, really, because even if he loses a position to Nakib, that's going to be not going to be enough. But who else is coming up behind Nakib? Mika Hakimi is the next car. And that's not going to be, he's too far behind, he's 5 seconds behind. Nakib really needs to not just overtake Alif, he needs to put some cars in between them as well.
Just again, a little interesting fact. Alistair Young and Jackdin Chung, both on hard compounds. As Jackdin, something's happened to Jackdin. He's gone into the pits. It means that Alistair took the gamble of staying out on hard compounds. He's in P6 at the moment, holding up Inigo Anton for P7, and Jason Tay has dropped down to P8. That battle for the 5th place is still wide open. And you know what? If Josh Perwin wins this race, Josh has still got a chance of heading ahead of Jason Tay.
No, Josh is in 2nd, though. Don't forget
no, that's the problem. He's got to win it.
Yeah. Wow, but this is the man of the day, really. This driver of the day for me, for sure, is Kalen Chin. He's been so quick. You know, he's just had something on everyone, really, to be honest. And okay, yes, I know there's some drivers with success ballast, and that's slowing him down a bit, like Alif, like Nakib, like Ayman Hakim. But still, Kalen's pace has been phenomenal today.
Again, before we get to the finale of the season, let's just go down the leaderboard and give kudos to several racers who we've enjoyed. Jackdin Chung, having been on the hard compound, has gone into the pits. He's in P19, and his teammate Jay Yang 1 place behind him. The guys from Bahrain, Ben Seek and Lance Lau, let's give them a bit of love as well. Ben Seek in P21. He will be out of the points, but he'll enjoy winning his own little battle with his teammate Lance Lau, who's 10 seconds adrift of him. We're on board here with Lance Lau. Ben Seek to the left. Lance Lau is the man we're on board with. He's away to the right. Been great to have the guys from Brunei involved with us. They've been working hard. And it's also been particularly good to have our Vietnamese team as well, as Ben gives us the big thumbs up and the high five. Good to have you on board. Long Lei, he has been the best probably of the Vietnamese in their debut season, the E1 Vietnam team. Great for them. Hoi Dang, a rookie, he has dropped out, so Hoi Dang is out, but great to have the Vietnamese on board. And of course, we cannot forget Whelan Choi and Leona Chin, the privateers representing the EGG team. Whelan Choi, we're not forgetting you, Whelan. Great work from you, despite your crazy get-up. And Leona Chin, there she is. Leona is lapping. She's 25th out there, but once again, Leona is going to be finishing a race. She's got the background sorted out this time. The focus is there. Great to have you guys all on board, and thank you for your participation. You've been wonderful entrants. Back, though, to the front. And Kalen Chin, Alex Young, has pulled out a gap from Josh Perwin.
Not much of one. Look at that. Josh has somehow stayed within DRS zone, and he's not going away. So Josh, he's not finished yet, is he? You just mentioned it earlier on, but Josh is not done yet, and maybe he fancies his chance of taking back the lead.
So that is the battle for P1. 6.5 minutes. Josh has just received a slow down penalty. That will hurt.
Oh, wow.
That hurts.
Yeah, that's going to hurt him big time.
When will he take that at Nürburgring?
Yeah, he's looking around. He's thinking about it. He knows there's going. So you want to try and take it just before the corner, really, so you don't lose too much loss. Some people like to take the slowdown penalty on the start of a straight, which is always a nightmare and a bad thing to do, because then you lose much more time than what's the penalty is asked you to lose, because you lose it all the way down the straight. So you try and do it just before the corner or in the corner if it's possible.
He'll want to stay within DRS range. That'll be the key for him, surely.
Yeah, and I think with the slowdown penalty, he's going to drop him out of DRS range for sure.
As they come through, there will be 4 laps after the end of this one. As they come into the chicane, Kalen Chin leads with 4 laps to go of the E1 Championship season. Perwin stays within 0.85 of a second. That's Canny Racing. Alif Hamilton, Alex Young, is in P3. And look who's right on his tail, Nakib Aslam. Nakib is going to give this a go to the final corner of the final race of the season, but he needs to win this race and hope that Alif doesn't get better than P3.
Yeah, so, I mean, anything can happen. You still got 2 cars in front of him. They might crash each other out or something. So anything can happen at this point. But, wow, Nakib has showed some really good pace in the second half of this race, because he's just closed down the gap. That gap was as big as 3 seconds at one point. And look at that.
Nakib is really tight on the back of Alif. Alif to the bottom left.
He's letting him through.
Has he let him through?
Yeah, Alif's letting him through, because he knows as long as he stays behind. Oh, but then he goes down the inside anyway.
Alif doesn't let people through, Alex.
Yeah, but this is turning into a proper scrap between the 2 cars.
They surely can't bash each other out of the way. Surely not. Oh, what a controversial ending to the season that would be. But Nakib is really, really giving it loads. And Alif is saying, hey, boy, you may be the champion, but I am the champion this year, unless you knock me out.
Whoa, whoa, that's really close. And
Nakib goes past into P3.
Whoa.
Wow.
Okay, so can he get up to P2? If he gets up to P2, it puts even more points between him and Alif.
Well, he's got 3 more laps to do it.
So, if
3
he
laps.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, Des. If he finishes second and Alif finishes 4th, Alif wins.
Alif wins. Correct. Wow. He's got to win it, Nakib, from here, because Mika Hakimi is down in P8. Inigo Anton is closing in on Mika Hakimi. Inigo P6. Jason Tay P7. But this is a scrap and a half for P3. But even if he manages to catch up to Josh Purwin in the red and black and the Black Wolf, the Stratos Motorsports will not have enough points. But he's going to give it a go, Alex Young. We knew he would. He said he would. And here's the evidence.
So, but now Alif has got DRS, though. Let's not forget that. And Alif, he didn't get to where he is without being very fast. With those DRSs, maybe he can get past Nakib as well.
So Nakib looks backwards onto Alif Hamilton. Let's just see. I know you can assess how the guys are driving when you have the cockpit. And is Alif just taking this not easy, but is he not pushing too hard?
Well, he knows exactly what's up. He knows he's got the DRS. He's going to give it a go. So good. Nah, he's too far away at this point. He's just a little bit too far away. Ooh, too much curve. They didn't want to take that much curve. That's going to cost him a bit. See, Nakib's just pulled away there. But Nakib needs to be beyond the DRS zone, and he's not. Alif is still going to have DRS. So Alif can just follow him and shadow him at the moment. Even if Alif can get a run on Nakib, will he try and overtake Nakib? I'm not so sure, because you know, there's always a risk when he does that, and he doesn't need to overtake Nakib. He just needs to follow him home.
There's Josh Purwin, who is within sight. I don't think Nakib was close enough to get DRS on Josh Purwin there. He tried to, but Josh used his own, just accelerated away on the last lap. So 2 laps to go. Nakib in P3. Mohammed Alif Hamilton in P4. He has been leading the way in this championship from the very first race of the season when he picked up maximum points, Alif. He would be a deserving champion. But Nakib Aslan, the defending champion, is making him work every lap of this final round, Alex.
He is, aren't they? Let's see. Alif's still within DRS zone comfortably, but Nakib just needs to find a couple more tenths, and I think he'll have to go on the last lap. 1.5 more laps to go. Back at the front, Kalen Chin, though. Look how far Kalen Chin is in front. He's massively in front of everyone else.
Going to be a race double for Kalen Chin, and it's going to be worth $3,000 US as he comes into his final lap of the season. Kalen Chin leads by 2.4 seconds from Josh Purwin. Nakib has got DRS, and Alif has got DRS on Nakib. So Nakib can only hope that he can get the better of Josh Purwin. And then it's down to the mathematicians. My basic maths tells me that 4th place for Alif would be good enough.
Nakib's really close right now. Nakib wants that 2nd position.
Well, he is defending champion. Josh Purwin will desperately want to be holding on to this, because Josh is under pressure from Jason Tay for that P5. In fact, Josh needs these points massively. Jason Tay will pick up 14 points for P7. Nakib goes for it. Big moment, and Nakib has bullied his way through into P2.
That was a poor move by Nakib there. I don't know if, that's going to have to, the stewards are definitely going to have a look at that one. He didn't need to do it. He could have saved it for the last, because they had the back straight to do that move. High risk move though. Paid off at the moment. Look at that. Josh
is out. Josh Perwin is out, and that could cost Josh big time. There won't be a Christmas card for Nakib Aslan from Josh Perwin. Kalen Chin comes through to make it a race double. Kalen Chin, third place in the championship standings. Behind them, Nakib Aslan in P2. But your champion, ladies and gentlemen, in P3, are Mohammed Alif Hamilton. Kalen Chin gets the win double. He'll be the one we'll talk to immediately, but you'll also, I'm sure, Alex, want to talk to Alif, who has, barring race control, won this title, this season 1 of the E1 Championship.
We just have to quickly talk to Kalen. Just quickly, Kalen, what a great drive that was. Amazing drive. Did you have any issues there at all?
No, not really. I was just calm. I did not make any mistakes that race. I made my moves when I needed to, and yeah, they were all really good moves, and I hope they got 3.
Fantastic, definitely the drive of the day for me. Congratulations. I have to go back to Alif though, but congratulations, and you'll definitely be in the championship fight when we come to it next season.
Thank you.
Okay, let's see if we can find. See if we can find Team Flash right now. Alif Hamilton, Muhammad Alif from Singapore. Talk us through, how are you feeling right now?
Just speechless, man. That was a tough, intense race. Wow, I mean, Nakib did an amazing job, to come back from that far, and then to get Josh at the end like that, it was crazy. And what a weekend. I mean, what a week of racing.
Yeah, I mean, were you worried at all? I mean, it looked like when Nakib went by, you just decided to just stay there.
Yeah, I mean, Nakib has been, I think, faster throughout practice as well, but I tried my best to keep him behind. But yes, definitely worried. I don't know what's the life points tabulation. My brother was just sitting beside me.
Well, okay, sorry. Yeah. Let me just say, you are champion. Congratulations.
Thanks, man. Wow.
Wow, it's been a long year for you as well. I mean, you started strong. You looked like you had a real good lead, and then Nakib slowly came back. It must have been worrying as well. When you think about the whole year.
Yeah, man. I mean, the double points did throw a spanner in the works, but it was a good show. It was a good show for everyone, which I hope it was. Seeing the championship contenders battle it out on track. But yeah, I mean, at least there's still improvements to be made, especially in the second half. So hopefully we can come back for the next season.
Congratulations. $5,000 US dollars is yours. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Nice. Well, congratulations to our tentative winner. Now we've got to take into consideration things like penalties, things like protests all coming through, but we'll have the official race results coming your way very soon. Alex, I can't help but think of all the what-ifs that could have happened in this season. We know that Nakib had to finish in first if Alif finished in third, and he was literally one position away. Unfortunately, a desperate move coming through. There was a lot for us to unpack there from race 2. We'll have more of that coming your way very soon. A short commercial break. Don't go anywhere.
Flash are one of those esports specialists, arguably one of the biggest teams in Southeast Asia.
Now for your world champions!
It's the first time they've come into E-Racing at the E1 Championship, and I've been shocked at how good they were.
I'm Alif.
My name is Jason.
I'm Tasbi, and I was the E1 Round 1 driver for Team Flash.
Flash have been quite clever. They've picked drivers who've got a lot of good experience, especially on the RaceRoom platform.
Alif and Jason, they are both very experienced and very independent drivers. I can safely say that Alif should be one of the favorites.
Alif Hamilton really showed his worth in Season 0 as a guest driver.
The last round of E1 Season 0 in Bathurst, I think he finished P5 or P4. Could have been better.
Alif is a driver that extracts the fullest potential of any car he drives. He is consistently quick.
This is the guys at the front. Alif there, ready coming up to the first of the back markers.
Wow. This is Mohammed Alif Hamilton based out of Singapore, new fastest time.
Coming into Season 1 with Team Flash and with his brother, they really cemented their name in the championship.
Alif leads the way, Tasby alongside him.
Tasby, he's going to try and help his brother in the second Flash car. He is closing in on Nakib right now. This is allowing Nakib to get away at the front. This is exactly what Alif wants. His brother helping him out. The two brothers, they did really well. They finished right at the front, both on the podium.
This is my first time joining E1 in a full season, and I did not expect myself to be consecutively in P1 for the first 3 races. I feel very satisfied to have started the season in such a strong fashion.
I've known Ali since back in 2017. That was when I knew the fastest sim racer in Singapore.
Alif Hamilton is leading the way. Alif Hamilton from Singapore leads from Mikko Nassi.
Alif will now go for it. He takes the lead. Alif, who takes victory here, Hockenheim.
Mohamed Tasby really made a name for himself in just the one round that he participated in.
Tasby, he's going to try and help his brother in the second Flash car, the orange car there. Suki is closing in on Nakib right now.
I think I felt that I helped my brother quite a bit in Nürburgring. We work really well together and we get the best out of each other.
Jason Tay came in round 2, placed Tasby, and he didn't finish on the podium, but he's always in the top 5.
Jason Tay has gone up to 3rd place, doing a great job.
My role is to, of course, get as many points as possible for the team and secure the next highest spot of the individual championship.
He knows where to attack and when to defend.
I'd be very surprised if Alif keeps winning.
The race win goes to Alif Hamilton, a race winner for the 2nd time. Alif Hamilton.
I think that Team Flash's Season 1 E1 performance has been a bit lucky.
They've got 2 of the best drivers in Singapore.
I expected Team Flash to be right up there immediately.
Cannot underestimate these guys.
They're the Mercedes of E1 now.
I think we can go pretty far.
Let's battle it out on track.
See you on the track.
It would be fake of me to say that we are not looking to finish at least top 3.
E1 Championship this season has been awesome.
It has been such a nice experience.
I have gotten better with each round.
But then the reality kicked in and had struggles in the early rounds. This whole season has been a great learning curve.
I know that I have the pace to fight Alif and Nakib in the championship.
It was a shame that I couldn't improve and show my full potential.
Some ups and downs, things go well.
A really big roller coaster ride, I'm not gonna lie.
Competition's been way harder than before, so that's good.
Crazy experience for me in my first season of E1.
Such an incredible experience for me.
It's been a real challenge to race against them.
It's been a fun journey though. I've enjoyed racing and practicing with my teammate.
Great thanks to Safe House for having me on the team, to both Wei Liang and Paul.
Thanks Alex Young, Nakib, Alexter, and also my teammate Leona.
Many thanks Alex Young for giving me training session and member of the E1 Season 1 who have been with me all this time.
I would like to thank my team and also to Versa and all the sponsor partners.
Huge thanks to my teammate and sponsor Lance Lau. He's been an awesome teammate to drive with. Also our team manager and also training partner Jake Tin. He's been doing a fantastic job.
Most credit to Nakib. I don't think I would have joined E1 without him.
Huge thank you to James Russell.
He's came up with the strategies for us in practice.
I would really like to thank Sim Kaiwan, Wong Wei Seong for helping out so much during the races.
Thank you to joining for that played football, and of course to Ivan Wafi, my engineer, Taiwan and Emmy. I'd like to thank the engineers. I'd like to thank the family. Having a fast teammate is very helpful. I would like to thank James Phantom for letting me in the team and having enough trust in me to represent them.
I would like to credit my team, GT Regeneration Motorsport, always training us really hard and always having faith in us.
I would like to thank my parents for supporting me in e-racing and also in real-life racing.
I would like to thank Team Flash for thinking of me and for recruiting me.
I would like to thank Alif for dragging me out here to race, and Team Flash for the unconditional trust and love. Also thank you to the team behind E1 for making the production quality of this sim racing championship such a great one.
I'd like to thank Bill for giving me the opportunity to drive for Black Arts Racing. Thanks to Alistair, my teammate, for being a legend on setup. Would be nowhere without him.
Definitely like to thank my parents. They're very supportive of me. Secondly, I would like to thank Alex, all the members in EGG for organizing this event.
Welcome back to the show. Lovely bit of reflection there from all of our drivers at the E1 Championship Season 1. Looking back at some awesome 8 rounds of racing that we've had so far. Alex, why don't we have a little bit of reflection as well? We've had a long season. We've had some pretty incredible tracks.
Yeah.
Have you had any standout moments so far, or was it just all action-packed?
First of all, I'm just amazed. Kalen Chin's job today was phenomenal. You know, for me, he's the most improved driver. That's a standout moment just by itself. You know, because he came under a lot of criticism, like I said, mostly from me at the beginning of the year. But yeah, he just started putting it together, and that first win, I think, was crucial for him because it just allowed him to reach another level. And to tell you what, if the championship was starting today, Kalen Chin would be in for a chance for the championship for sure. Am I talking too much? But never mind.
No, carry on. We want this reflection from our race director himself.
We've seen some great racing. I mean, normally if it's a Formula 1 season, we'll maybe pick out 2 or 3 moments we could say, wow, look at this overtake and stuff. But every race is having some great overtakes. So it's hard to put down so many, what overtakes were really special. You know, I think the blow by blow we started seeing between Nakib and Alif, you know, where Alif would go well. Okay, Alif had a great first two rounds, yeah, and had a huge lead. But you can see Nakib try and come back, and then Alif would respond the next race, and it kind of went back and forward like that. So, you know, that was really good racing, and you can see generally the quality of the field got better as the season went on. You know, and that's been good to see, and I can't wait till the next season.
Yep, that's right. I can't wait either. And we've had 2 seasons now. We've had Season 0 and Season 1, where our championship winner has come down to the final round. It has gone down to the wire. Let's take a quick chat with someone who was involved with that last-minute championship decision. Let's speak to Nakib Aslan of Stratos Motorsports. Let's get him up on screen. There he is. Nakib, I'm sure by now James has calculated the points and let you know where you stand. But let's just talk about the race itself first. You've got a little grin on your face, and I'm sure that's down to that opportunistic move towards the end of race 2. But just walk us through it.
Yeah, so overall I think race 2, we knew we had the opportunity. The odds were kind of against us, but it didn't stop us from pushing, and again got a really nice start. Was up there in the pack and then just tried to pick my way one by one, and then after the into the second stint, I knew I saw Alif in front. I had to go for it. So basically all my eyes was just red. All I saw was red. I wanted to, you know, find a way to beat him. And coming into the final few laps after I got Alif, James told me, you know, P2, fastest lap with Alif in 4th, I think would have been enough. And heading into the final lap, yeah, I had to do it. I had no choice.
Yeah.
Overall, I don't think it was enough, but yeah, fair play to Alif. It was a pleasure fighting with him all season. Big shout out to my team as well. They supported me so much throughout this season. So, and to my family and everyone else who supported me.
Just one quick question, Nakib. I mean, you really did a fantastic season. Great to enjoy. Like you said, had to go for it at the end. That move on Josh, maybe you get a penalty for that, I don't know. But what happened in the first few laps? Because that's really where we felt you lost the championship or the race today, wasn't it? Because first few laps did not go quite as well as it normally does for Nakib Aslan.
Sorry, Alex, I think he can't hear you. Check your mic one more time.
Yeah, sorry, let me just do that one more time. I just have to.
Might want to add Alex into the call.
Well, you can ask for me.
No worries. So, Nakib, just looking at that race, how are you feeling right now? I mean, are you disappointed? I know drivers hate to think about the what ifs, but I'm here sitting here thinking about the what ifs, right? You had that unfortunate race in Suzuka, a little bit of a spin, and if you finished higher up in race 1 as well, that could have been another what if. Are you playing these scenarios in your mind?
I was just talking to James about it a few seconds ago, you know, saying about all the possibilities that could have happened that would have helped us in the championship. But yeah, at the end of the day, there's no point, you know, dwelling on what has happened because it's happened and you can't change it. I think in the end, we can be proud of what we've achieved. We've done an amazing job. You know, 2 rounds ago, we wouldn't have been expecting to be fighting for the championship this closely until the final laps. So yeah, I think overall we just take the positives, congratulate Alif, and we move forward.
Yep, well, there's a huge positive. It's $4,000 US positive. to be
That's
exact.
a-
So
that's
there
a
we
nice
go. We got a
compliment,
smile on your face. Thank you so much, Nakib. It's been a pleasure watching you again, and we can't wait to see you in the next season. Take care.
Thanks so much.
All right, Alex, let's go and take a quick chat with Josh Perwin. We saw him up at the front a lot in race 2. Slightly unfortunate towards the end. Let me just try and get him up on my computer as well.
Okay. Well, why don't I just ask the first question?
Go for it.
Josh, disappointing, I know. I mean, that race, that race 2 looked like you had in the bag, and then that late move from Nakib. You want to talk us through it?
Well, yeah, we had a good start. We were leading the entire first stint, and then Kalen was around about us at the after the pit stops. I was staying just behind him, gonna overtake him on the last lap. I was just staying within his DRS range, so I was just playing the long game from early on. But then one of the lap cars kind of got in my way. I lost a second through that, and then Nakib went for, I'm gonna call it a very stupid move on the last lap, which cost us $1,000 USD. So. Yeah,
well, it's not over yet, obviously. You guys can protest and we'll have to look at it, yeah?
Yeah, but unfortunately, because of Leaf, because I got suspension damage on that, Leaf got ahead of us. So we were doing the math as we drove, and that's basically cost us the 1,000, which is a bit of a shame for us, I guess. A bit of a silly move. But yeah, what can we do about a lack of respect on track?
Oh dear.
So give us a little bit of a behind the scenes, right? So when you're driving there on track, we have that cockpit view of you, and we bring you up on the screen whenever we see your car zip around. You look very calm, cool, and collected, but are you actively getting that points position, that live position in your ear from your team manager?
Yeah, we were doing the math as we drove, trying to work out whether first was enough, second was enough. We were doing the math like as we went, keeping an eye on Jason, on who else was there, Inigo, Anton as well, because they were who were fighting for the last place of the prize money. But yeah, just in the end, I mean, I wasn't cool and calm collected after that incident, but yeah, it's is what it is, I guess.
Well, you looked it. You had your poker face on. Josh, it's been a pleasure watching you in Season 1, and we look forward to having you next season as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so some points of view from our drivers. Before we get to even more drilling down of Race 2, let's jump straight to the recap of Round 1 through Round 7 and our highlights.
E1 Championship Season 1 gets underway.
Tells me he is closing in on Nakib.
Alif Hamilton takes race number 1. The winner of race 1 got himself up into P5. And the race double goes to Alif Hamilton.
It's a good start there, but it's Kalen Chin take the lead. No, he's actually slipped in. Alif takes the lead. It's Alif who takes victory.
He went right behind him, so dives down the inside of Azik.
Nasi goes on the inside. Nasi takes the win.
Nakib Aslan, he's pulled out 0.3 of a second. Josh Perwin has got it into E1. It's won by Nakib Aslan. Alif Hamilton making a very fine break. There is Nakib Aslan, goes past Josh Perwin. 4 wins out of 6. Alif Hamilton takes the lead. Mika Kini chasing his first P2 of the season. Miko Nasi takes the victory. This is P2 now for Alif Hamilton. Team RSG battle for P2. Win number 5. Kalen is swamped by Scuderia Green. Victory goes to Nakib Aslan. Kalen Chin is the race leader. Nakib Aslan up to P4. First of the E1 Championship for Australia's Kalen Chin. Alif gets off to a decent start. Tadashi is the man who has got the lead. Another victory for Alif Hamilton.
Inigo Anton's getting super close at the moment.
Alif Hamilton eases his way into P2. The race winner of race number 2, Nakib Aslan. Great start from Kalen Chin.
Jason goes on the inside.
Kalen Chin takes his second victory.
Oh, big incident. Nakib hits the back of Anton. Nakib goes on the inside and takes the lead.
Nakib Aslan takes the victory.
And then it was on to the final round. And here race 1, Inigo Anton led earlier on, but all eyes were on the championship battle. Muhammad Alif there in the orange black car, and of course Nakib Aslan. But it was Kalen Chin who would go on to win race 1. Race 2 though, it was again eyes on the leaders. Kalen Chin there, Alif Hamilton there in the orange car making a move before Kalen Chin would then overtake him, and then Kalen Chin would get back to the front. But then we saw this great battle between Nakib in the green Stratos Motorsport car try and overtake Alif. He would finally get it done down the back straight, but that battle would go on right to the end. and even at the very end, that small collision with Josh Perwin, and this accident resulted in an unfortunate incident for Josh. But Nakib would finish second, Alif would finish third, and it was not enough for Nakib. And even though Kalen Chin won, Alif Hamilton was the champion.
There we go, Kalen Chin with a double header matching only Alif Hamilton in Season 1 so far. So, in moments, we are going to be crowning our official Season 1 E1 Championship winner. We're going to be taking a look at our top 10 in ascending order, sorry, going from 10th all the way up to 1st, but I feel like we may have an indication of who won even after all of the protests and penalties that have been going through. I've been hearing that in my ear. A lot of drivers have been protesting after some of that action in race 2. So let's go ahead and take a look at our standings after race 1. So oh, sorry, my bad. Let's jump into the final championship standings after race 2. So here is a look at our top 6 to 10. We've got Inigo Anton just missing out on that top 5. He's going to be really, really gutted with that because he knew he had the speed. He got pole position. He was fast in race 1 and in race 2 just not putting it together as well. So he's going to be very, very disappointed. Josh Perwin as well. We spoke to him just now expressing how upset he was, and he knew that the prize money was at stake. Mika Ikimi, very fast Alex in race 1 and race 2, but still not being able to translate it into a podium position. Followed by Miko Nasi, one of our top drivers in Season 0, now on the opposite side of the top 10, followed by the Indonesian Fadli Rahman. Now, for the interesting bit, let's take a look at our top 5 drivers, and there they are. We've got the cockpit view on the right side of your screen. Number 5, we have, drumroll please, Jason Tay of Team Flash, the Singaporean driver. He's going to be very, very happy with that. Team Flash are going to be very happy with that. Consistent point finishes for them. That's going to help with the Constructors' Championship. Now let's look at number 4. Ayman Hakim, Tadashi himself, Team RSG. We've got more blue in the top 5. Very, very happy there. We can see some of our drivers building with excitement. Let's announce P3, our second runner-up, is going to be Kalen Chin.
Hey.
He's going to love that. We saw him fist bumps. He wears his heart on his sleeve, and we can see how happy he was with that. But now, we're on standby for who's in second and ultimately who's in first. Nakib Aslan coming in P2, which means your winner for Season 1 of the E1 Championship by a matter of 7 points is Muhammad Alif Hamilton of Singapore, of Team Flash. You can see him in the top right of your screen celebrating. I think that's the most excited we have seen him all season. He has kept his cool in some very, very tense situations. We've seen him maintain his calm even after winning double headers. But he's going to be so happy with that. Him and his brother. I don't think anybody can top Kalen Chin. Look at him there in the middle of the screen. I love that. Well, we spoke to Alif Hamilton earlier on. I think he deserves for us to speak to him again. Let's go and chat to our champion, Muhammad Alif Hamilton. Alif.
Ooh.
There we go. Big smile on your face. I think that's the happiest we've seen you all season. I was saying just now, you've kept yourself so calm even after winning multiple races this season. It's been great to finally see you react, fist bumping the air, a big grin on your face. Walk us through your season, your highlights, how you're feeling right now.
And I mean, all thanks to God. the amount of work we put in for this season, you know, coming in with such a strong opposition in Nakib and the Stratos team. I mean, yeah, what a season, and to have it come down to 7 points in the end. Wow, anything could have happened there. So just very thankful, very humbled, and just want to say a big thanks to my team, Team Flash, for thinking of me last minute and having me in the team, as well as team manager, got Joseph, my teammates, my brother Taspi, and Jason, as well as the other guys as well, Stratos guys who have been, really really up there with me. We've been battling very very well, respectfully, and yeah, it was really really good, and I hope it was good for you guys as well.
Oh, trust me, we had screams going on in the studio in my ear. I've got my headset on, but we can hear the cheers from everybody here as well. But going into this, you've dominated when you've had less pressure in the first half of the season, where you've pulled a little bit of a gap. You've dominated as well when that pressure's really piled on in the second half. But despite your raw pace, it is a team effort. So tell us about that preparation as a team that went in with Team Flash to ultimately win you this championship.
Yeah, it's been really really a lot of hard work, a lot of time put in, and I think Alex has mentioned that me and Team Flash and Stratos have done some practice servers together as well. So yeah, it's gotta be thanks to them and to James as well for always having a very respectful relationship with us, thinking about the strategy, working together as two different teams. But yeah, overall the preparation was the biggest contributing factor, I'd say, and it's no different. I think Team Flash has done an amazing job to support two Singaporean drivers in this championship, and we hope to stay to join in the upcoming season. Hopefully, if my national service doesn't clash. So yeah, we'll see.
All right. Well, you are a very deserving champion. Season 1 E1 Championship winner. Congratulations, Muhammad Alif Hamilton. We look forward to seeing you next season. Soak it in and enjoy the prize money.
Thanks, man. Cheers.
All right, Alex, we've spoken to the championship driver winner, but I think it's time we speak to some of the people behind the scenes that made it happen, who are subsequently also going to be our team championship winner. Let's go and speak to the team manager of Team Flash to get their insights of how this season has gone for them.
Hi, Joseph. Fantastic.
Hello.
Good job. I mean, your first, you're obviously well known in the esports world, but this is your first ERacing Championship, and you've taken the win. What's the win meant for you?
Yeah, I mean, we came into this championship pretty last minute, and so we pick up Alif. I mean, to us, is the best Singaporean driver, and also Jason, who is very, very, very good as well. I mean, all of the drivers had their own commitments, and all of them were really busy, but they managed to find time and managed to train well, and they did a very good job. I mean, Tasby as well, behind the scenes, is helping with Alif and Jason a lot as well.
Okay, so with it, that mean we'll see you more ERacing Championships for you guys as well?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we can take part in the next season championship, and then hope that we can do as well. I mean, provided that the schedule allows Alif to take part, and also we can keep Jason and Tasby together as a team as well.
Okay. Well, congratulations. Well
Thank you.
won.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing more of Team Flash in upcoming seasons. But let's talk about one of the other Team Flash drivers. Let's talk to Jason Tay. He's had a very good showing as well in the second half of the season.
Jason, wow, what a great job. I mean, you finished fifth in the championship as well, so especially considering you missed the first round. How do you feel?
It's been a super crazy journey. Like, in my mind, it was never in the plans. Okay, it was the main objective. I mean, the ideal goal is to get top 5. But honestly, I was thinking, like, I don't know, it's been a while since I've got back into this. I'm one round down. If I just make a horrible round, that's it for me. I could just drive for fun and not think about anything. But while coming into the second last round, I got like third place in both races, and that changed my perspective on things. And I took this final round really seriously and closer to heart. And it was scary. By race 2, I almost lost it all. I got caught up in something right after pit stops. I spun twice, so I lost a lot of time right there, and I could almost lose lose the 5th place. But I'm thankful it all worked out in the end. Yeah.
Awesome. Fantastic job. Daniel, you got anything to ask?
Yeah,
Or
I've just got one question. What's it like having Alif Hamilton as your teammate? I mean, how much is there to learn? Because you've clearly improved in the second half of the season, and we've seen those sort of performances. As you said, there's that double podium, and even in race 2, we saw that the pace was there. So, what has been that shadowing process like, and what have you learned?
Yeah, for Alif, I've worked with him before in other teams. I would say being his teammate is just an honor sometimes. Like, it makes me want to do good for the team as well, to support Alif. So in order to support Alif, it's like you just have to be with Alif. Like in the races just now, I just need to ensure that I could keep up with him and help him fend off his championship. Yeah, and he has been supportive all this while. We have been exchanging like great feedback to each other all the time during our practice sessions. We just work really well together. Even on track, we are also communicating with each other, and so we don't like take out each other or hinder each other in the process. So it's great. It's great with Ali.
All right, well, it's been great seeing you do your stuff on track as a driver in Season 1. We hope to see you in Season 2. Congratulations, and yeah, enjoy the winter break, as we'll call it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we've wrapped up Season 1, and boy, has it delivered. It's had the hallmarks of a great season of racing. We've had the championship going down to the wire. We've had punctures, we've had crashes, we've had spins, we've had teammate drama. We've had a silly season with driver swaps, very similar to Formula 1. Yeah, it's just, I mean,
yeah.
It's setting the standard for Season 2.
I mean, you've asked me what are my highlights. What are your highlights, Daniel?
I really think that it was the fact that it went down to the wire. As a spectator who is from that motorsports background, there's nothing that excites me more than championships going down to the wire. I'm a huge Formula 1 fan, and I'm sure many of you guys watching as well will love Formula 1. But we're so used to that domination, right? We're not just used to domination like we've seen Alif Hamilton dominating. We're seeing domination where there's a huge gap, and it leads to, predictable results. However, in the E1 Championship, there's so many spanners in the works. I love the Joker format, and I think that's something that should continue in future seasons as well. Because some drivers may be really, really good at some tracks. Some teams may have the setups down pat. You may have one-track wonders, if you will. So that's what we call them in the racing world.
Well, that's the great thing about virtual racing. You can do those jokers, those little tricks. And we have to ask the man himself, the man the voice in our ears for all the commentary. Des, what did you think? What did you like best about the
I love the aggression. I think it was epitomized by Nakib's aggressive, silly, controversial move on Josh Perwin on the last lap of the last race of the season. I love the contact. I do a lot of bike commentary, and this is as close as you get to the competitiveness of the bikes, which is really good. It's an advantage over real racing in that drivers can be aggressive because the consequences aren't quite as severe. I know you don't like that, Alex, but I think it really adds to the spectacle. Love the graphics of RaceRoom. Got to compliment that. I think the graphics that we get are terrific, and the timings are very good as well. But it's always down to whether it's a good sport, and this was good sport. It went down 7 points at the end of 14 races. Is a really good way to end the season. Josh Perwin lost $1,000 on the last race of the season. That's tough on Josh, but as a neutral for an entertainer, wow, that's great stuff. Sorry, Josh.
That's right. We've seen some great racing, and the E1 Championship is so great because it opens it up to anybody. It makes racing accessible to everyone, much like real-life motorsports is not. And all of that has culminated into the races we've seen, and we've just wrapped up race 2. Let's go and take a look at the top 10 results from the last race we've had in Season 1. And there we have it, the final result from race 2. Kalen Chin walking away with not 50 points, but 54 points. His raw pace really showing with that points tally, with that fastest lap, tailed shortly behind by Alif Hamilton, our championship winner. Josh Perwin he should have been happy with that P3 in a normal circumstance, but having led most of that race, he's going to be disappointed. We heard he was disappointed, and that has affected his overall championship standings a lot. P4, Nakib Aslan and Mika Kimi in
Just
P5.
saying, Nakib Aslan drops down to 4th position from P2 because he gets a 5-second penalty for, I believe, his move on Josh Brolin in the last lap.
Yep, that's right. There have been penalties going on, and that's affected our overall final result for race 2. But with all of that taken into consideration, let's take a look at the overall results from round 8 of 8. We've got Kalen Chin walking away with, look at that, way more points than Alif Hamilton. I mean, Alex, this has just shown you why he really is driver of the day. We don't have that official voting function, but we know he's walking away with that honor. Super strong performance, that confidence shining through. And to finish that like that ahead of our championship winner, that's really making a statement. Alif Hamilton gets P2, Nakib Aslan in P3, Inigo Anton, the fast Filipino, P4, should have been higher, but he'd still be happy with that top 5. Ayman Hakim, Tadashi in P5, Mika Kimi in P6, fast pace, not putting it together in the races. Josh Perwin, P7, Prezi Martono in P8, followed by Jason Tay and Arwin Taruno. Next, let's take a look at our final championship result. This is official, I am being told. We've taken into account all of the penalties, all of the protests, and it is Alif Hamilton who walks away with 320 points. It went down to the wire, but he still managed to pull in a little bit of a healthy gap ahead of our reigning champion, Nakib Aslan. Reigning champion, not anymore. That honor goes to Alif Hamilton, followed by Kalen Chin, finishing in 3rd. Can't wait to see what he gets up to in the next season, followed by Tadashi, Ayman Hakim, and Jason Tay in P5. Next, let's take a look at our team results. After 8 rounds of racing, it is Team Flash, the orange outfit, based in Singapore, walking away with 532 points. Trailed by Season 0 champion Stratos Motorsports, followed by Team RSG, Black Wolf Racing in P4, and JMX Phantom in P5. That Indonesian-based outfit is going to be very happy with that result. Well, Alex, we've come to the end.
Yeah.
Fantastic season of racing. Before we wrap it up for one last time,
Yeah.
any final words?
Well, I mean, that's why we love racing, but especially e-racing, because it's so exciting to watch. The standard of the drivers and the teams were getting higher and higher. We could see it even in the season, how they were improving. I can't wait to the next season, the 3rd season, effectively season 2. Yeah, see you then.
Des, I know we can't have you up on screen, but we'll have a little emoji of you there at the bottom. Any final words after a fantastic season of racing?
I'm now an emoji. I have been promoted in life. Fantastic. I tell you what, it's good sport. I'm old school. I took some time to get into e-racing. I needed to be convinced by Alex that this was good sport. I am convinced it's excellent sport.
It is excellent indeed, and there'll be even more excellent racing coming your way next season. Don't forget to follow us on our Facebook pages. That's the E1 Championship and the EGG Network. You'll have all of our live streams on there. You'll have all the information on what's to come next season. But until then, thank you so much for all of you tuning in. Thank you to all of our drivers, everybody that's made the E1 Championship what it is, our crew. My thanks to Alex Jung here in the studio, our race director, as well as Amo, who isn't here with us tonight, and Des, who have given us some excellent commentary this entire season. My name is Daniel Woodruff. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you very, very soon. Stay safe.
Mohammed Alif Hamilton, who won race 1, 2 and 3, so it's a wonderful start to the season. Alif, the championship leader, down in P5.
Alif comes in second. He looks a bit disconsolate.
But Mohammed Alif Hamilton from Singapore. Afterwards again, and the race double goes to Alif Hamilton. But the race win goes to Mohammed Alif Hamilton. And into the home straight, it is another victory for Alif Hamilton.